The evidence seems to indicate that you're watching Dolly Vision.
Dolly Vision streaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shouting, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light. Jumping up, Dolly Vision streaming real. True crime scene blast feel so unreal. YouTube madness like share subscribe. Jack's on fire, burning the world's fire. Where's the baby missing shadows crawl? People whisper footsteps down the hall. Fingerprints of the dead, cold as stone. He's got the scoop, best around town known. Dolly Vision headlines, King the Beat. Truth unravels, crackling through the heat. Lost soul shining, echoes in the night. Rock the truth while live on their light.
YouTube, where's the babies? Where's the babies? That is the question everybody has been answering. And it's like, holy Casey Anthony 2.0. Okay. Now listen, there's a rumor on the streets that Malaya was out searching for Jack and Lily today at the beach in her bathing suit. Okay, I can't make it up. I can't make it up. And we're going to be talking about some of this stuff that is going on in the Jack and Lily Sullivan case in just a second. After you guys, of course, leave your DNA all over that like button. Okay, just in case you're hanging out at the beach with Malaya today, I'm going to need it on file to track your ass down so I can elbow smash you in the head for hanging out when your kid is missing. Okay, you don't do that. You don't do that, lady. It's just not a good image. And if you're watching out there for the very first time and you haven't subbed up, we're like 40 people away from hitting 70. I'm at 70 right now? Okay, well, shit, we hit 70. We hit 70. So that, you know what that means? 71,000 is next, okay? 71,000, and you can help us hit it. You can help us hit it. But thank you guys that subbed up and helped us hit that 70 mark. 71. Here we come. All right. Feel free, of course, to share my ugly face everywhere. Everywhere. Okay. You know, we're going to give out our Dolly award ceremony. Worst Mother of the Year award. Of course, last year it went to Katie Proudfoot. 2024 Katie Proudfoot. This year it is going to Malaya Brooks, okay, the mother of Jack and Lily Sullivan in Meadow. But since, you know, listen, she don't have any kids anymore, so she can live her best life just laying out on the beach, you know, singling and mingling is what I like to call it. But the mother of these missing children hasn't spent one day searching for her kids. Not one day. But she spent a day tanning, okay? Trying to get that tan on. It reminds me of a Casey Anthony. I mean, a Casey Anthony story, like just lying, inconsistent statements, lawyers up. Helena, congratulations on 70K, Dolly. Welcome to the 70K train, okay? The 70K train. Sounds good. You know what would sound better? 100K. 100K is my goal. After that, I don't care about the numbers of the subscribers anymore. I just want that $5 plaque to hang on my wall in the living room so I can feel like I accomplished something in life. Okay. Since I ain't a doctor or a lawyer, be like, yeah, I'm a YouTuber. See the plaque? It's on the wall over there. It's right there. It's a little bitty one that you can barely see, but I definitely want it. I definitely want it. So thank you guys that have been subbing up. Just a recap, just in case you don't know the Jack and Lily Sullivan story. May 2nd, 2 children go missing out of Pictou County. I think I gotten better with the name, right? Pictou County, Nova Scotia, Canada, and they go missing under some strange circumstances. The mother, the father, and his mother are on the property, and they wake up, and the kids are gone. Apparently, they had slipped out of a sliding glass back door and just vanished into thin air. Search crews came out, police, everybody, not to be found. Miles and miles radius they searched around the property, not to find one solid clue. I can't say no clues, but no solid clues. They did find a boot print near a pipeline, but they're not sure if it was the kid's boot print or not. They also found a piece of a blanket in a tree that they believe belonged to Lily. Okay. Now, the blanket allegedly was in the trash, and they believe a bear may have tore into the trash and dragged the blanket into a tree. Okay. And that blanket was found according to Daniel, by Malaya's family. Okay. Which, flying blankets. Yeah, it happens, right? So a piece of a blanket in a tree that was found, but nothing really else of anything significant found in the whole case. No solid clues, but we've been hearing 2 different stories in this case. We hear Daniel on the media, which he doesn't blame anybody. He still goes with he's searching for the kids, that don't pick on Malaya. She's got, he don't want to mess with her mental health. And since then, Malaya has had the baby. She had custody of Meadow, and there were some CPS orders that Meadow was supposed to be supervised at all times. Why? I have no clue, because, when you're dealing with the CPS and minors, they don't give you all the information. And we probably will never know this information unless one of the family members come out and tells. Call. Oh my God. Hold on, callers. Don't jump the gun. Let me get through my spiel first. Okay, let me get through my spiel. And, unless somebody tells it. Now, we have had some friends of the family. I guess it's family. Third cousin. That's almost like a friend. That when you a third cousin, are you even blood at that point? So we had the third cousin, Durwood, come out on Malaya's side, defending Daniel, saying Daniel is completely innocent of any wrongdoing. My biggest thing is both of these parents were in the house when these children go missing. And another thing, Daniel has taken a lie detector test, but the RCMP has not came out and cleared him. Okay. Now, according to Belinda Gray, the biological father has been cleared of any wrongdoing, but we don't really know if that is true. And nobody really suspects the biological father, because he's basically not had anything to do with the kids in the last 3 years. So why would he do anything to the kids? Okay. He was paying child support all up until 11 months ago, because a lot of people were like, oh, he gave up his parental rights to the kids. But according to Belinda Gray, he had those rights all the way up to 11 months ago. He was paying child support, and he lost his job. He lost his apartment. He lost his car, and he ended up moving back in with mom. Okay. So he's been living there for the last 11 months. And Belinda Gray has been searching for answers. And honestly, in this, the only person that seems genuine is the biological grandmother that hadn't seen the kids in 19 months. Around the same time, that Meadow came into the picture, she stopped seeing the children, didn't even know where Malaya lived. Now, there's some rumors out there that this is because of jealousy, that Daniel is a super jealous person. He didn't want Malaya calling over there because he didn't want her talking to Cody or going over there with the kids because he didn't want Cody to steal his woman back. Now, we do see that Daniel seems a little bit like a scorn lover. He's sad. He misses his woman. He's always defending Malaya. And I think he's more worried about getting Malaya back than actually finding the kids. Now, that's just my opinion. With that said, let me give my warnings. Hold on.
Joseph Morris in the chat. It's the gentleman that's got 632,000 subscribers. That the video I saw originally of all this information. He's in chat because there's a lot of people trying to say the picture's not real. And he said the picture's real.
The picture's real. The picture's real, which we knew. Listen, this lady's no more than a Casey Anthony. Okay, she's no more than a Casey Anthony. She's out living her best life. Not only is it a picture, but there's a conversation behind the picture with the girl that posted it and another woman.
Right, that came from the video that the man that's in chat, Joseph Morris. It was his video that had the commentary.
Yeah, but I've seen the screenshots also in the Facebook group for Jack and Lily.
Right, I did.
So, and it had the conversation in there too. I didn't get a chance to watch Joseph's video, but he does make some good videos. I didn't have a chance to watch his video, but I did see the screenshots, and I thought
I was getting called out. Haha, no.
He thought I was getting called out. When the producer comes in, that's trouble right there, right? I get scared when I hear them stomping down the hallway. I'm like, oh shit, I done said something crazy, right? So, where was I at before you come busting in?
I wanted to also tell you, I put you on a 5-second slow mode. It's a little crazy already.
Okay, but you made me lose track of where I was at. Anybody remember where I was at before the producer busted in?
You were going to give your warnings.
Oh, let me give my warnings. Dolly Visions for entertainment purposes only. We talk news, rumors, gossip, speculations, theories, mixed with a little bit of comedy and a whole lot of damn chaos. Okay, so don't take nothing here as fact. It's just my opinion, people. Completely satire. The callers' opinions are theirs and theirs alone tonight, not to reflect on my ugly ass. And everyone is innocent to proving guilty in a court of law. Okay, so that means everybody we're talking about, even Casey Anthony 2.0 over there living her best life at the beach. She's innocent until proven guilty or until they lock her ass up, right? Also, the biggest one of them all, do not whatsoever. And I mean, if you break every commandment there is, do not try to be Dolly at home. It's dangerous. You could die, and I ain't responsible. Okay, I am not responsible. So, this is like a rerun of stuff we've already seen. It has little pieces of every missing kid case we have seen, and it's rare, right? I still believe that this is not a real big deal in Canada. Canada, I don't know what is going on in Canada, and even the States, right? If 2 kids were to go missing here, it would be a huge deal, especially 2 kids together. Now, we get 1 kid that goes missing all the time, or we get parental abductions, which ain't a super big deal here, right? They don't make a big deal out of so much parental abductions until something bad happens. But when 2 kids go missing under strange circumstances and you're not seeing it on the news, is unbelievable. Okay, it's just absolutely unbelievable. Now, I'm going to blow this picture up for you guys real fast so y'all can see, instead of it being so tiny on my screen here. I'm going to blow it up for you guys so you can see this woman living her best life. Look how happy she looks, right? With a big old smile on her face, right? Here's a better look at it. There you go. Now, she looks happy to be out. This is why her children are missing. With her children missing, she spends a day at the beach. And the girl that's with her says, it don't do no good to sit in the house and cry. You got to live your life. Right? You're right. It don't do no good to sit in the house and cry. You know what does good? Getting your ass out there and looking for your kids. that does some good, in which we're not seeing them do. Not at all. Daniel, he went out and he was running through the woods screaming, up to his neck in water, outrunning the helicopter. He had his cape on. He was like Super Daniel, right? And he's searching for the kids. And then, we hear him on the news say, Daniel himself say, he'll never stop searching. He'll search forever if he has to. I don't like those words. I just don't like it. Right? It's almost like this is going to be forever. And I believe that he is covering for Malaya, and these people know what happened to these children. That's why we don't see Malaya upset. Now, if my kid was missing, just like a lot of mothers out here in the room, I would be putting search parties together, out handing out missing person flyers. I would be on the news begging and pleading with the public to bring my kids home if they were kidnapped. We seen more out of Seth Rogers, okay, than we have seen out of, honestly, Malaya and Daniel, right? I thought Seth was bad when he stopped searching, but this is terrible. This is terrible, terrible, absolutely terrible. The RCMP are failing their people, right? They're failing. They dropped the ball somewhere in this. And why have this woman been charged? Why ain't there no public outrage? Why ain't people in Canada protesting in front of this woman's house like they did Leilani Simon when Quentin Simon was missing? Okay. You guys in Canada, y'all need to put up a fuss, do something, because your police have failed you guys. This woman right here knows where her kids is. You don't get a day at the beach when you got a missing baby. You don't get a day of tanning and relaxing and partying it up. Hell no, right? If people wasn't suspicious enough, right? When you see an image like this, Daniel is a super simp. Okay. Yeah, I would say yes, right? He is a sucker. He did it all for the nookie. I was watching Limp Bizkit before I started this, okay, because they've been on tour with Metallica and they've been doing this stadium tour. And for some reason, I was watching Limp Bizkit. So, I mean, some reason that was in my head. Yeah, he did it all for the nookie, right? He's all in love and brokenhearted. And you can see that in him, right? You can see that in Daniel. And I think that's the reason he's not going to tell it. I believe he knows. He knows. Now, did he do it? Now, there is some controversy about his mama, right? And I tell you this, I don't, Metallica was in Denver tonight. Okay, see. His mother, denying the police entry into her meth lab. I mean, her house that looks like a meth lab. Okay. Because she has a dog. Now, why would you deny or hinder an investigation? Super chat filters are 1,000. Great, but don't go missing. No one will recognize you. That is her with a massive Snapchat filter glow. Okay. She has a Snapchat filter on. See, I don't know if I'm ugly all the time. Filters don't even help my ass. Okay. If you put a filter on me, it'll filter me out the picture. Okay. I'm kidding. Right. But, the mother wouldn't let the police in the house. Okay. They wouldn't let the police in the house. Or I can't even say house. I mean, the RV. They wouldn't let them in the RV because of the dogs there. And that's a little strange. Like you would think, okay, hey, let me get the dog out of there. Let me chain the dog up or let me move the dog and y'all go ahead, go clear the RV. But she was going to make the police go get a search warrant according to the biological grandmother that was there that day. Okay, which is pretty strange. Now, when she said she pulled up, the brother was there, but there's some rumors that the brother lived there, that he didn't live there. it's hard for me to believe that some grown man is living there in that little RV with the mother. So I'm not quite sure if the brother ever lived there, but he was there, and his behavior is really odd. So I always said this: if you lock those 4 people up that were at that home that day, you put them in different cells and say, look, we're going to charge you with whatever it be, criminal child neglect. Get to the point, Jabberjaw. The point is the kids are missing. Okay, the kids are missing, and the mama is out living her best life, looking like Casey Anthony. Okay, that is the point that we are getting to tonight, right? It's the worst mother ever. Okay, the worst mother ever. Like, I just don't get it. Like, it's almost like, not only did you not care about the kids when you had them there, it's like you don't care now. It shows how much you care. Kids are with mom and dad, protected by liars. The Batman says kids are with mom and dad, protected by liars. Who's mom and dad? You didn't specify. That was a little vague. That was a little vague right there. Thank you for your super chat, though, Batman. Okay, somebody is sending me a bunch of stuff simultaneously. I'm beeping and vibrating. PJ, is that you sending me stuff? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, why are you sending me that? It's her, but you're sending me Snapchat pictures of me.
Yeah, so you can see how different you look.
Okay.
When you're not ugly.
Okay, when I'm not ugly. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay. So the mother out, living her best life. Daniel, last few days, has been kind of quiet. He's had Durwood out here running interference, throwing roadblocks up, saying that, listen, I do believe that they're on the right path. The Malaya has something to do with it. I just have a hard time believing that Daniel is not involved in this, okay? Because they were in the house. He was with her the night before. We do know the RCMP has her communication devices. So, we hear that Malaya was at the end of the driveway at around 6 a.m. She calls the school around 6 a.m., says that Jack and Lily are not going to be 17 days. Liars revealed. Kids are with their family in res. No, guys, listen. Well, you guys out there thinking these kids are alive, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Dolly, do you think Malaya had an affair with Daniel's brother? BR. Brother. Okay, yeah. Do I think she had an affair with his brother? I don't know. I mean, I know she was single, ready to mingle day one. Okay. She's out living her best life at the beach. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Really, with the little bit that we've got to see of Malaya, it's really hard to tell who she is, right? What we do know is she's emotionless, right? But she don't look emotionless in this picture. She look happy as shit. Look, that big ass smile on her face, right? This is the mother of two missing kids. She could have spent that day searching. She could have spent that day spreading awareness about missing kids. She could have spent that day giving media interviews. But no, she didn't. She spent that day at the beach living her best life. CPS in Canada targets indigenous families. Well, I don't know what CPS targets, but I know this. I've been around true crime long enough to know that these kids ain't with us anymore. I mean, you may disagree with that, right? But I can guarantee you this: you can come back 5 years from now and them kids won't be around. Okay. This is a repeat of a show we already seen. It's like watching a rerun, and it has so many different similarities of so many different cases that it's just so many red flags in it, right? You know, some people believe she sold the kids, but then in the end, you would have to have some type of communication with somebody to sell the kids. Even to have somebody come pick those kids up that morning, they would have had to communicate with somebody, right? And the RCMP has their communication devices and no arrest. They have all the camera. Durwood is another 1202. TikTok Tony. Okay. For people that ain't familiar with the 1202 reference, it is a name that I gave to a fella by the name of TikTok Tony. Tony Mathis. You know, he called me. I never called him back. And he was the PR person for Seth Rogers. Okay. Now, Durwood does seem to be the PR person for Daniel. You know, now he wasn't elected public spokesperson like TikTok Tony was, you know, because Sebastian Rogers had a ton of media. Okay. He had a ton of media surround him. He went missing right around the time that a college student, listen, if you in college and you go missing, shit, it's international news. It's huge, right? Riley Strain went missing in Nashville as he was out getting hammered, and rest in peace to Riley Strain. I mean, listen, I'm going to say this, and this may sound a little weird, but if you're going to leave this planet, right, you want to leave it. He had a party before he left. He had a blast, okay? He went out and got tore up from the floor up. The bad thing is he fell in the river, and they found his body. Prayers to his family. But, hey, at least he got to celebrate one good time before he left, right? Like, he had a blast, and his last memories were good memories. Probably till he hit that water. He was probably so drunk time he hit that water, he probably didn't even know. But media swarmed it. Okay, they swarmed Nashville, and right about that time, Sebastian Rogers had went missing, but Sebastian Rogers wasn't catching no traction. There was only a couple YouTubers talking about it in the beginning, right? There was like me, I was down there, JLR was down there, Trev Time was down there. It was just a few of us. And then soon as Riley Strain's body was found, it all switched to Sebastian Rogers because everybody was already down there and it was happening right then. And then it for some reason it took a life of its own. Don't Cry Wolf, 17 days, all revealed, kids alive. I hope you're right, Batman. I hope you're right. I pray to God you're right. Okay. But here's the thing. I wouldn't bet me if I was you. Okay. I say I played odds. Okay. I play odds. Odds say, you know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Statistically, these kids are gone. All right. In the first 48 hours, the chance of finding these kids alive is sliced in half. So at that point, you only got a 50% chance of finding them alive. And we're going on 2 months. You know what the chances of finding these kids alive right now are? And you think this woman out here smiling is done a hoax? No, listen, I've dealt with mothers that have their kids kidnapped. I've dealt with mothers that have murdered their children. And I just, something deep inside tells me that this is foul play. Right? I don't cover runaways, right? Which when you're that young, it ain't even a runaway anyway. It's a missing kid. But I don't cover anything unless I believe there is some type of foul play. She hid them to keep them with the tribe. That is some bullshit. Sorry, I just disagree with you. Now, I ain't saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, in my opinion, okay? Because you may be right. I ain't gonna say you're wrong and they ain't with the tribe. We don't know. I'm just saying that's wishful thinking. But listen, to be honest, I pray you're right, Surreal. I pray to little baby Jesus right now, please let these babies be alive and that this girl is right. And I am dead ass wrong. I tell people all the time in true crime, when I'm wrong is when it's the best, right? I like to be wrong. Because if I'm wrong, that means these kids are okay. That means these kids are healthy. But I don't think that's the case. Nobody cared about these kids. That's the bad thing. When we hear the story of this, now let me break it down. Let me go back a little bit. The biological father didn't care. Hadn't seen the kids in 3 years. Malaya, according to Daniel, didn't do nothing with the kids. He potty trained them. He took them outside. He did everything with them, and Malaya did nothing. So they didn't have a daddy that cared. They didn't have a mama that cared. She didn't care enough for him to potty train them, but she cares enough to hide them. Now listen to what you're saying. Think about it now. The daddy didn't give a shit. The mama didn't give a shit. So you got two people that don't give a shit. And they're going to hide these kids? It don't make any sense. There's not a good reason to hide them. Now, we've heard rumors that CPS was involved before this, right? But for what reason, we don't know. Or even if that's true, that CPS was involved. Because you think about it, all of them were living there. There wasn't no orders for Daniel to be away from Meadow then, or Jack and Lily, right? Because he was in their life when they went missing. But then after that, that's when she started accusing, from my understanding, Daniel of abusing Jack. Okay, that him and Jack were clashing heads, and he was punishing Jack and whipping Jack. And this may be the reason that he lost all custody. She already knows how to leave men. Excuses. That's right. She packed right up and she left Corey, right? Or is it Cody? I think it's Cody, the first baby daddy, right? So she left the first baby daddy. No problem. Went to the grandma, said, hey, look, I'm out. According to Durwood, which I don't know, like I believe people are telling Durwood stuff and he believes it, right? He believes what these people are telling him. Durwood is just, he's regurgitating what he's heard from these people that I believe are liars, that I truly believe are liars. Like, you know, it's like somebody lying to you and then you go repeat it and swear it's the truth. You're getting information from bad sources and you're running with a narrative, right? And it's to make Daniel seem innocent. I don't think he's so innocent. I don't think he's so innocent. I just think that, like I said, that he's covering for Malaya. Congrats, Lexi Texas has been Lexi Texi has been a member for 41 months. Congrats on 70K. No, thank you guys. I don't know about the congrats, you know. I didn't win a damn Emmy, but thank you, Lexi Texi, for being a sub, and thank you guys. Y'all shouldn't be congratulating me. I should be thanking you guys for subbing up the channel. Y'all are effing awesome. Okay, you guys are the best. I tell you that all the time. So I owe you guys all the thank yous. Y'all don't owe me shit. Okay, thank you guys. Thank each and every one of you for, even if you know you subbed up, rang the bell, like the video, share the video, put up with my ugly ass. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thanks for being with me for over the years, Lexi Texi. That is awesome of you. What does this say? Cops and media don't care because they are indigenous. I don't think that's what it is. I don't think people look at, and they're not indigenous. Okay? What? That's like me saying my kid's Mexican. I mean, she has some Mexican in her, right? Her mama's Mexican. Her mama ain't even full-blooded Mexican. So she's like a quarter Mexican. That's like me saying, well, nobody cares about my daughter because she's Mexican. Her ass is white as me. I got a better tan than my daughter, and she's quarter Mexican. Right? So this ain't the 1960s. Right? People don't care what color you are anymore. A kid is a kid. All little kids are beautiful. I don't care if they black, white, Asian, indigenous. Nobody cares about that shit anymore. Like this is 2025. We're like, well, they don't care because they're indigenous. Listen, it ain't a race card. It ain't a race card. It's just the cops are incompetent, right? And media is too worried about stuff that's going on in the Middle East, and they don't. It's ratings. Blame ratings. Blame the people that pay for the commercials. That's what it's about. It ain't about the kids. It's about news organizations only care about ratings. If your shit don't bring no ratings, they don't care. Okay? You look at the Idaho 4 and all this other stuff. Matter of fact, I just watched a Netflix documentary on that cruise liner. Has anybody seen that on Netflix yet? And the news reporter for CNN was up there, and they didn't want to cover the cruise ship being stuck at sea because it ain't that big of a deal. Who fucking cares about a cruise ship stuck at sea, right? But the dude that bought CNN said, listen, it's starting to, pick up steam, and let's go all in on it and start covering this cruise ship. And apparently it picked up and the ratings soared, right? Because people were worried about their loved ones on the cruise ship. But the only reason they covered it, the only reason the owner of CNN wanted to cover it is because of the ratings. The ratings were going down and they needed something to boost their ratings, right? So when you start talking mainstream media, if it don't do numbers, it's them. It's them who pick the kids, right? It's the commercials and the interest in it. And if there's somebody who builds the interest, and this goes into the Sebastian Rogers case, if the whole internet, like the few of us that got the whole internet talking about Sebastian Rogers, if we hadn't have did that, do you think it would have had the mainstream attention that it did? Right? You think when YouTubers get out here and we start doing millions of views, the mainstream media notices it, right? Just like there wasn't a ton of mainstream media behind the Sebastian Quentin Simon case. But when me and that crazy ass woman got down there and started protesting in front of the house, that shit blew up worldwide. Okay. It got big. You had Nancy Grace, Banfield, Court TV, everybody emailing me because it was brought to their attention because of the interest on the internet. If you notice all these TV shows, even Court TV, Nancy Grace, Banfield, all their guests, the kids are alive. We see the truth. 17 days all. Oh, 17 days. Do you know something we don't know about Batman? But all their guests on these national TV shows are always YouTubers. Okay? Every time you click it on, there's Chris McDonough. Every time you kick it on, there's that damn Duty Ron with his weird self. Everybody's a YouTuber that are on these mainstream TV. YouTubers are the new stars. I mean, it just is what it is. Some YouTubers do better ratings than the news. Some YouTubers have more, just like the guy that was here earlier. What do he have? 600,000 subscribers? That's a lot of fucking people. That many people don't even watch the news. So it goes into the case of like the news in Georgia. To make a long story short, is I was doing better ratings than the news was. That's why they didn't like me in Georgia, because they were posting videos on YouTube and their videos were doing, 10,000 plays. I was posting videos. There's fucking 20,000 people in the room doing 50, 60,000 plays a day just on one video, and it's smashing their videos. So to them, everything's a commercial. If it don't do commercials, they don't cover it. But the day of not caring about a kid because of their color, I cover everybody. I color Cody Bixby. It just depends on the story. If there's foul play involved. I didn't say she was a good mom or even smart. Well, we know this woman ain't winning best mom of the year anytime soon, right? And a lot of people, when they don't believe things, they think it's fake. Okay? When they just like, oh, no way this mom can do this. This must be AI. This is fake. Okay? Now, the picture of Daniel up here crying, that's AI. Okay. I made that with an AI generator because he fake cried. Remember the interviews? He's like, "Wah." Not a tear came out of neither one of these people. I had to add the tears. I added them tears you see in this thumbnail. I added those tears because you know why? Because there should be some. He never cried. So if somebody sees this and thinks he cried, that's AI generated. Okay. It's AI generated. They were playing out, but we don't notice at the time. Jamie, I heard the kids outside and Malaya telling them to shh. Lies, Jack and Lily. A crying shame? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Because if she would have told that to the RCMP, they would have never been searching those woods. They wouldn't put so many resources into them woods searching. They would have her down there steadily questioning her. I just don't believe the Jamie story. I just don't believe it. I believe that Daniel knows something. They're trying to take the blame off of Daniel. His mom, of course, is going to protect him, right? And that's natural for a mother to protect their child. Look at Malaya's mother. She's protecting Malaya. Now, according to these text messages that, the truth will come out once the investigation's over. And it's just another shot at Daniel, right? Because she's going to blame it on Daniel and Daniel's going to blame it on her. I've seen this before, right? I've seen this story before. Point the finger at each other and only one person's going to take the fall. If any of them take the fall, if neither one of them talk. But I don't believe the whole Jamie seen her out there with meadow on her hip and the kids are gone and living on the reservation. I just don't believe that. That's just, why don't he share that in any story? Hold on, PJ's sending me messages. Why don't he share that on any other story? Why is it just coming out now? Okay. People are upset you're missing their super chats. I'm not going to come back and interrupt. Okay. Let me hit everybody's super chats. Okay. I just got the crying shame. I ain't got to their super chats yet. I ain't missed them. I'm behind in the chat room. All right. Word is that they're inside NYC Indian res. Everybody, do y'all believe everything y'all see on YouTube? I seen the same thing, that they made it into New York. And just because a YouTuber says it, Jay, don't make it true. Okay. I don't care if it's your favorite YouTuber. If I say it, don't make it true. All right. I could be wrong, but I don't think these kids have made it to New York and they're on no damn Indian reservation. 17 days, according to Batman, kids will be back. They said the same thing about Sebastian Rogers. We love Dolly. We love you guys too. Thank you, love. Thank you. I'm trying to catch up on everybody, guys. I'm sorry. I don't know. They care. Look it up. Okay. All right. Let me see if I missed anybody else. I'm sorry if I missed your super chats. Bubby, your live stream, Dolly, will keep on following you. Okay. Patricia, thank you for your super sticker. And hold on, I see some red stop signs. Dolly Vision, my super chat. Jabberjaws. Okay. That's what I got a YouTube channel for, because I like to talk. Okay. I'm going to let y'all guys talk in a minute. I do an hour intro of me just running my mouth, and then I open up the phone lines. We have a routine here. You guys don't act brand new. Okay. And when I'm on my rant, it's going to take a minute. You missed my super chat, Jabberjaws. I didn't. I haven't. I'm behind in the chat. I'm one person. There's 1,700. I'm listening to 1,700 people talk in the chat. It takes a minute. Okay. I'm a slow reader. I don't read real fast. You know what I'm saying? I read kind of slow. I ain't got no glasses on. So the moral of tonight is we got another Casey Anthony. We got a mother who don't care. I'll just get right to the point. This mom don't care. She's living her best life. She don't give a damn that these kids are gone. Yeah, long story short, she just don't give a damn. These kids didn't have anybody. And that's sad. Okay. Now I will open up the phone lines and y'all can tap. What do you think about this woman out living her best life? Why her kids are missing? Not setting up a search, not putting out flyers, not giving media interviews, but she wants to lay up at the beach and look happy as shit, right? This image right here says it all. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Rose.
From Virginia.
From Virginia. Okay, Rose, we know where you're from.
I know, honey. I'm just playing with you. Several things. How many minutes do I get?
3.
Ooh. But then if I start talking so fast, people will be in the chat saying, ooh, she's on something.
You own something now.
That's okay. That's my personal smoke, you know?
All right, go ahead.
Well,
get on point, Rose.
I got you. First point, Dolly, you're born on the cusp of Leo and Virgo, and you are so extremely talented. I cannot believe the visuals that I've seen on PJ's channel and you, Facebook, that pool, the tiki bar, the whole thing. I mean, wow, you know? Wow. It's all I can say is wow.
Yeah, I got the skills to pay the bill, Rose.
Huh?
I got the skills to pay the bills.
You do. Oh my gosh, what an artist.
Okay, you're a minute and a half in. You better hurry up, Rose.
And that tiki bar, will you guys send me a little invite when it's open?
No.
I'll bring the little,
no,
I'll bring the little umbrellas, I promise.
Okay, Rose. Come on. Let's get on track.
Okay. First of all, the YouTube, all the YouTube, you know, the last night I watched you for 4 hours. Oh my God. That Darwin guy, if these people have so much knowledge about what they think happened, why are they on YouTube? Why aren't they with the police or the RCMP? I mean, if I knew something.
You know what, Rose, that was actually good. It took a lot to get to that, but you're right. If they know so damn much and they know these kids are alive and they're well, and won't they go out and look?
It's like that one guy is homeless. He's trying to piece a bunch of shit together to get that reward or something. I mean, you know, if you know something, say something. That's all I got to say about that. Now, Daniel and Malaya, they are responsible for these children. Now, if these children are alive, that means one, any realistic human being can understand if they are alive, they were snatched up, abducted, or, you know, God forbid, transported to some. I mean, we just saw this thing on the news the other day in Florida where they caught 60 children, you know, like, you know what I mean? So I'm not counting that out, okay? But the story in the morning of between Daniel and Malaya, it doesn't add up anymore, you know? If they're, I'm sorry to say, blunt, not alive, it would be because they're in the forest. I mean, you got to be realistic. 8 weeks in the forest, 2 little children, unless there's, you know, a little forest berry where they found a place to survive.
There ain't. If they're in the woods, we know they're gone. Right.
But I hear a lot of people complaining about the RCMP, but I gotta say, I really feel like they did a lot of footwork in that forest to find those children in the first week. I really do. And then when the other thing I just would like to say is, how did Daniel know? He said he had to walk back from wherever he was, the command center or something. And as soon as he got home, he noticed 2 sweaters were missing. Well, let me tell you something, Jimmy. In a house like that, how they kept it, the visuals, I wouldn't know the shit right away. You know what I mean?
You're right.
But
you're right.
If I opened up my little chest of drawers, I'd be like, damn, my daughter-in-law took my favorite sweater. You know, I mean, give me a break here.
Okay,
So that was
all the time.
that was either a setup
Mhm.
from him. Something's wrong in this whole picture.
I agree with you.
Now,
totally.
a question. Now, if I get the ailing after 3 hours of you being on, that I might have another point, would it be okay for me to call in?
Yes.
Thank you, Dolly.
You're welcome, Rose. All
I
right.
love you and PJ.
All right. Peace. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly.
Hey, how's it going? Who's this? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Canada,
Okay.
and I watch your show all the time.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to say something to you.
Okay.
The picture of the two, Malaya and this other girl,
Uh-huh.
if you check out the date, which is June 27th, that it was done.
Uh-huh.
Okay, there's one thing I wanted you to understand, that the weather in Nova Scotia was 14 degrees. And I don't think 14 degrees or 14 Celsius, you would be wearing a bathing suit with the skies so nice and clear.
Uh-huh.
It's just something that stuck and I found strange.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they'd be out swimming in the cold.
Well, and they wouldn't be standing on a beach.
Yeah.
If it's that cool of a weather. I mean, it wasn't 40 degrees.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? It was 14. I live in Ontario.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is it's cold here, where it's basically 12 to 14.
What's the temperature
I wouldn't-
there today?
What's that?
What's the temperature there today?
Today was 12.
12 degrees?
12 degrees. And in Nova Scotia, because I checked it up on my phone, it was 14 degrees. So I don't think anybody would be standing there with a bathing suit on.
How can it be 14 degrees in the summertime?
14. That's what I'd like to know.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know.
So if you just check the weather, I don't think these two people would be standing there with bathing suits on, looking like the sun's shining, whatever.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll have to check into that and see what the temperatures were in Nova Scotia.
Exactly. Because it said on the top of that picture that it said June 27th, 2025.
Oh, okay. I know it's like 110 degrees feeling where I'm at. It's hot.
Oh my good Lord.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
I keep watching this and I love your show and I just want you to take it easy and thank you for accepting my phone call.
Not a problem. You be good.
You too.
All right. Peace.
Bye-bye.
All right, my viewers in Nova Scotia, what has the weather been like? How can it be that damn cold? Are y'all next to Alaska? Right? I mean, damn. If it's that cool right now, I'm coming to Canada. Oh, and I wanted to touch on it's a crying shames comment. It said, let me go back up and read it real fast. I didn't want to skip past it. But it said, Dolly, logically, Daniel is the prime suspect. Wishful thinking is the children are alive. Regardless, they are lying. It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm glad you noticed that, crying shame. Listen, I'm not ruling out both of them. Right now, they're prime suspects. Prime suspects. So, I don't believe these kids wandered off. I don't know exactly, of course, when this picture was taken. I don't know the temperatures in Canada. I'm not in Canada. I can just tell you it's hot as shit here. Now, how easy is it to believe this lady's out living her best life when You know, we've seen this before. 14. Okay, Katie, thank you. Make sure I didn't miss anything else. I see it said 57 Fahrenheit. They are not the same, but that is cool. 51, 21 here today in my part of Nova Scotia. Man, y'all got good weather. I wish it was cool here. When does it get? I mean, it's damn, man. Dolly, my phone says it's 49 in Nova Scotia now. Says Ivy's mom. Dolly, look at the damn chat. You look at the damn chat. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? All right. Here, I'm going to open the phone lines back up. I can't read all that stuff. That's why I got phone lines. Dolly.
Hi, Dolly.
Hey.
It's me, Stephanie from Nevada.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hi, your Uncle Bungle friend.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool.
Hi. You know what? I wanted to tell you something I watched on TV, and I don't know if anybody else in the world saw it, but there's somebody that was on YouTube saying that a 6-year-old was found unalive.
Yeah. Drowned.
Right, and that they were still looking for little Jack.
That's fake news. That wasn't Lily.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Yeah.
Because who would post that? What kind of sicko would post that online?
Somebody that wanted some clicks and views.
I clicked on it because I thought that she was found unalived.
Don't feel
and
bad.
It said,
don't feel bad. I clicked on it too. And then I instantly got off of it once I realized what was going on.
Oh, see, I thought, oh my gosh, if this was for real.
A child was found. A 6-year-old child was found drowned.
Yeah.
But it wasn't anything to do with Jack and Lily.
Oh, well,
horrible. I mean, it's still horrible any way you look at it, but I mean, it ain't.
I know.
Not the same.
That is horrible. Why would somebody use that circumstance under this circumstance? You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with Lily and Jack. But they said,
what they did is they got you. Technically the video's right. Body was found, and then they started talking about Jack and Lily. So they, in the beginning of the video, it was about the body being found, and then it went into the Jack and Lily stuff. So if you think, oh man, you read it, you think they're talking about Jack and Lily, but they're not. Right? It just baited you a little bit. That's it. But the video itself was about Jack and Lily, but the little part in the beginning was about a child that they found.
Oh,
like sometimes
okay.
I'll tie two stories together and people think it's this. I'm talking about the same thing when I'm not. I'll say like, I don't know. I usually put a slash in it and then write the second part of whatever I'm writing. It depends because a lot of times I'll talk about just one story, but every now and then I'll talk about two stories, and sometimes people get it confused and think that I'm talking about one, and it's clickbait. That's the best way to describe it. It's just getting people.
Oh, okay. Because I thought that was really, really horrible for that YouTuber to put that on and get away with it.
Well, he never in the video said that Lily was dead. It just the title made it sound like Lily was dead.
Oh, that's why I'm calling you, because I didn't understand that part. Because I'm new at listening to this stuff, and okay, that's clickbait. But
yeah, but I mean, if you look at it, 98% of YouTube is clickbait. 98%.
Really?
I mean, all YouTubers do it. Oh my God, it's so bad. And then you got to like, oh shit, what's so bad? And you click on it, and then it's like, she's at the beach. It's bad. You know, it's just is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, right. You know, it's just to get people like, what are they talking about? And then you click
like me. Get people like me.
Yeah.
To click on it because I'm like, oh my gosh. Because every morning when I get up, and I look at all my podcasters. I look at you. I look at Michelle After Dark. I love her. I just love her. And I love you. And There's not many. Once in a while, I'll watch Clutch and Pearls or Remy, but I watch you mostly, and you're on this time of night, and that's what I like because I'm a nighttime person.
Yeah, well, you're 3 hours behind me, right? It's still like, what, 11 o'clock there?
It's 10:25 where I'm at now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, I got you. What's the temperature? And what's the temperature there in Vegas?
I'm not in Vegas. I'm at Lake Tahoe.
Okay, what's the temperature there today?
It was like 79, 82.
Okay, that ain't too bad.
The lake was open, lots of boats out.
Okay.
Yeah, but I live right next door to Lake Topaz. It's like 2 miles from my house, so I live next to a big, huge lake. It's on the Nevada, California side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, you be good, and I will talk to you next time.
Well, thank you for explaining that to me about that, because I was really worried that, was this true or what?
Definitely not true. Definitely not true. I mean, the kid, there was a kid found. That is true, but it wasn't Lily.
Oh, why would somebody sicko put that on there then? That really pisses me off.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they put that.
Okay. Well, thank you for clarifying that for me. And you have a great night, my oingo boingo friend.
All right. Peace. It's a dead man's party. So who could ask for more? Joe below, I believe it. Damp cold tonight in Cape. Okay. I mean, I don't know. This is her out with a friend in a damn bathing suit, happy, right? We don't want to see you happy. We want to see tears, right? When I think of a parent with missing kids, I want to see your ass in tears searching for your child. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey.
It's Rita from Dexter.
Hey, Rita.
Hey, I've been letting some people call in before I tried.
Okay.
Anyway, I think that's an old photo.
It's possible.
Longer than that.
It's possible.
I think she just picked a photo that she looked good in and put it on her Facebook or whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's what I think she did. Because I even do that. I take pictures of summer that are older.
Let's just say the picture is an old picture. It don't matter. She's still not looking for her kid. She's still not doing nothing to bring her kid home. It don't matter if she's at the beach or she's out on the moon. She's still a shit mother for what she's doing. She's neglecting her child right now, just like she neglected her child when she was in bed and didn't get up to cook at breakfast. Nothing. Didn't check on the kids. It's being a shitty mother.
I know, it's awful. And you know what? It's all of them. It's every last one of them. They went to that channel today, that other channel that's covering this. And I don't care who gets mad at me for saying this, but they had members only. You couldn't go in there unless you were a member today to find out anything going on. So I didn't know if anybody was in there. But my thing is this. You're right about the clickbaiting.
Join up. Join up. Every now and then, listen, you got members, so I can't knock on channels for putting stuff behind a paywall. YouTube does that for a reason. Like, if you got members, you got to give them something, right?
I agree with that as well. But whenever that they're going on and on about people coming into the chat, I mean, it's hard to do that. Not everybody can afford to be a member. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying because you got to do something for your members.
Yeah.
I understand that. But we got all these people coming out and talking on these YouTube channels going on their world YouTube tour.
When I put something behind a paywall, people go crazy. They say the meanest shit to me. I'm like, listen, you can join my channel for $1.99 or $2.99. It's like the cheapest shit ever. And they act like coffee. They act like I done killed the president when I put something behind a paywall, right? And I take it out. It like it. People, what they don't realize is it ain't free to be a YouTuber. Somebody got to pay this light bill. Somebody got my internet bill is $150 a month, just the internet alone, right? So you gotta.
I know that. What I'm saying is this though. Everybody was invited over there to go find out what was going on today. And normally I don't go to other channels. You know me. I don't go to the other channels. I stay right here. And everybody in here yesterday was like, oh, go over to the other channel and find out what's going on. because that's where Darwin and all of them are going on, and maybe you can hear
you
what
ever
they have
heard
to
the saying,
say.
don't hate the player, hate the game?
I guess.
You know what I'm saying? That's a true
I guess.
statement. You can't hate the
Oh,
player, hate
I'm
the
not hating
game.
on
Like,
it. I'm
you
just saying. I'm
made
just
the
stating the
rules.
fact.
Yours is $1.99.
Yeah.
I'm $2.99.
Yeah.
I'm high class
I
over
don't-
here. I'm high class. I'm $2.99. I'm moving up in the world. Y'all ain't getting me that cheap, right? Y'all ain't getting me that cheap. No, usually I would say 99% of everything I do is free.
Oh, I know.
You know,
I know.
don't cost
And
you
that's
nothing.
that's helpful. That's really helpful because there are people. Well, I'll tell you what happened with me. I was a member of your channel, but for some weird reason, Google did this to me. They're not recognizing my cards as mine. So I can't pay for nothing online. I've got to find out what's going on with my cards.
Well, I treat
right now, like,
I treat everybody the same. I don't care if you're a member or not. I treat everybody the same.
Yeah.
I'm just like, my big thing is like the damn video. I don't care if you're a member or not. Just like it.
Yeah.
Okay, share it maybe. Do something.
And my card, I can pay for Netflix and stuff with my card, but for some reason, when I try to pay for a YouTube channel, it doesn't let me. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why it's doing that. But I was just saying because everybody was like, go over there.
Well,
so I tried to go over there. I couldn't go over there. But
I'm not a member of any channels because I'm scared to put my credit card on the internet. I'm one of those.
Well, you're too busy. You're too busy. There's no way you would have time.
Well, I mean, there's some
channels
I like, but I just don't.
Yeah, of course.
I'm scared to put my my credit card on the computer. I'm one of those people. I'm old. I'm like, you ain't stealing the last few bucks I got. You know what I'm saying?
Someone in the chat said, "Didn't she call last night?" I call every night.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot.
I'm reading from Dexter. I'm a loyal Dolly fan.
Okay, Rita, we got to get out of here.
I love y'all.
You be good.
All right, bye, hon.
All right, peace. Guys, I'm keeping all calls to 5 minutes tonight. Okay, so you got 5 minutes to get whatever you got to get out. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly, it's Army Mom.
Hey, Army Mom.
I'm angry tonight, Dolly.
Oh, Lord. Let's hear
it.
Let's hear it.
When are they going to start holding these parents responsible for neglecting their missing kids? Especially these two, they actually admitted that they were not even paying attention to these kids.
I know. They basically
but they're out living their best life.
Best life. The mother, now listen, some people are saying this picture's old. Some people are saying it ain't. It came with some messages. Let me see if let me pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this. I'll pull it up after I speak with you. I don't want to take up your time.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, let's just go with it's fake. It's fake picture. She's still not doing nothing to find her kid. She's not out pleading. She's not out begging. She's not doing interviews. She's hush hush. And there has to be a reason. The RCMP came out themselves and said that they didn't they didn't tell her not to talk to the media.
Yeah, and she wouldn't let them search her trailer, according to the grandmother. She lawyered up. She has not said the first thing. And was that picture taken in Nova Scotia, or was it somewhere else, maybe?
I didn't take the picture. So, I mean, I'm seeing it like you guys are seeing it. It's just coming out, right? And she's sitting there happy. We don't want to see this woman happy. We want to see some tears and her looking for her kid, her putting search parties together, her begging and pleading for if somebody kidnapped these kids to return them. You know, so many people think these kids are on a reservation. It's insane. I'm like, these kids are not on a reservation. I mean, you believe anything you hear on YouTube, I've been around true crime long enough to know where these kids are at.
And if Darwin knew so much about where he thinks these kids are, why hadn't he already busted up in that door and say, here they are? I just don't understand it.
He's running with hearsay. He's running with whatever people are telling him. I mean, he believes it. He believes it. That don't mean I got to believe it. You know what I'm saying? He can believe it all day long. I think Derwin is hearing these things and he believes it and he's repeating it, but that don't make it true. I mean, somebody lies to you and just because you repeat it, don't make it true.
That's true.
So
but they need to start holding these parents responsible for their kids.
I know, Dolly law. Your ass goes to jail till we find the kids. You know,
we need to put that into Congress and make that official
they
law.
need that in Canada too. That needs to be worldwide.
Exactly.
You don't know where your babies are, and they were last with you. That means you didn't watch them. Your ass is going to sit in jail till we find them.
It's like you say, even if my dog wasn't missing, I would be so hysterical.
Oh,
I would be out looking every day for my dog.
My dog, I let my dog out, and she don't never run off, Lolo. And the day before yesterday, it was early morning hours, like 5 a.m, maybe 5:30ish. I let her out, and I was standing beside the pool with her, and she was there 1 second, right? And then she was gone, and I was like, "Where's she at?" Right? So, and I got a big yard, so it took me a minute. I walked out in the back. I looked around because I live in the woods, and then I walked on the other side of the shed, and there's another big, huge area to search. Then I walked to where my gazebo was, searched the gazebo, and I was like, "Well, she's not in the back. She must be in the front yard." I walk out into the front yard, and she's not in the fucking front yard. Now I'm panicking, right? I'm running around, and I didn't have shoes on, and I live on a gravel road. So I ran back in the house, grabbed my shoes. I walked out to the street. I didn't see her. And now I'm really freaking out, right? Because I didn't see her in the street. So I was like, let me look in the backyard just in case I overlooked her. Repeated the process. And I walked back out to the street the second time. And she was 2 houses down. And I mean, I was freaking out, right? I was totally freaking the hell out. And I ran up to her, and you could see she knew she was in trouble. Like, she knew she was in trouble. So when I brought her back in the house, I put her in the kennel, and she had to stay in the kennel all day. That was her punishment. But yeah, I freaked out. That's my Chihuahua.
Yeah. We had a dog come up missing one time. I'll tell you this quick story. And we looked everywhere for this dog. We even got on 4-wheelers and horseback looking for this dog out in the woods and everything. We come home that night, and my son sat in the recliner. And when he sat in the recliner, he flipped up the thing to let his legs up. She come running out from under it.
Oh.
I said, "Are you serious?"
The dog was in the recliner.
Yeah, and it got up under the recliner. I guess when he put his legs down, she was there. She never barked, never whelped, never did anything. So.
Yeah, my Chihuahua's like my baby. Like, I freaked out. I totally freaked out. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I see more people with more concern over their pets than I have this lady with her kids.
Yeah.
Has anybody seen her out handing out missing person flyers or anything like that? No, they haven't, because she hasn't been doing that. And, she's not trying to put searches together. She keeps taking her Facebook down, because people are probably telling her she's a piece of doo-doo.
Yeah.
Which, all right. Well, look, you be good.
All right, you too. And Dolly Law.
Dolly Law, see? Let me open this phone line back up. Yeah, like, where's the concern for your children? Where is the concern? Living your best life, happy. You got your mom and everybody running defense. Look, so she got her mom running defense for her. Daryl, I don't know why I call him Daryl. That's Durwood running interference for him. Dolly.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe that my name is Kim. I'm from Missouri.
Hey.
The grandma said that Daniel left in his truck to go search for the kids.
Yep.
Malaya was out there by the truck, or she had to walk by that truck to go to the road. I believe she put the kids in the truck. He took them for a long ride.
You think so?
Yep, that's what I think.
I mean,
I think those kids were in the back of that truck and they did something with them.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that these people jump into vehicles. And even in Sebastian Rogers' case, Katie left the house that morning and rode around for a while before she called the police. And you got to remember, in 5 minutes, you can ride 5 miles from the house. 15 minutes. You 20 miles up the road, and you're way out of the search radius. And
and because that Daniel said that to the grandma. He said he jumped in his truck and he hit the road and he took off. Okay, he didn't say no specifics where he went. So I think
story changes. First, they say they looked through the house and then didn't see him. Then he ran outside for 30 seconds, and then he jumped in the truck and left. He keeps changing that. So,
yep. And I was looking it up about the Nova Scotia or the Canada laws. Okay, what it says is that, and I specifically put in there, if you lie to police in Canada, what you're going to be your punishment, you know? And it says that there is criminal charges brought against you, and they said immediately you need to get a defense lawyer.
Yeah.
A criminal lawyer.
Well,
whatever that.
The lady that was on the Crime and Shame
yep.
UK, she left a comment.
I was watching that.
She left a comment on the video and said that the law there is, it's like a felony here in America is the same as what they would be charged with there, but it's just not called a felony.
Well, see, after she was talking about that, because I watch you every night faithfully, and I seen that clip. And as soon as I did, you know, I was still kind of looking at you, and I was thumbing through my phone, and I just was looking it up. And it said, you lied to a police officer in Canada, and they find, and it comes back that you lied to him. That's a criminal offense. Immediately get a criminal lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, I know that.
Lawyered up.
If you lie to the police here, it's a criminal offense, but it's only a misdemeanor. But I hear
but there
I hear they treat it like an American felony there.
Yes, it's a felony there, and so
but they don't call it a felony.
But right down below that it said immediately you need a criminal lawyer.
Well, her ass needs to be in jail, even not the line, just child neglect. Right? They neglect
exactly
out of their own mouth. They neglected these children, and
I mean,
they're walking free.
You leave your kid 5 minutes in a car here, your ass is going to prison.
You're going to prison. That is absolutely right.
You know, and that's bullshit.
I mean
my kid.
You can die.
I got a daughter. I got a daughter and a granddaughter, and there ain't nothing on this planet that could stop me from finding what happened to my kids.
Amen. I believe that. But you don't want to leave no kids in no car, because in 5 minutes you can cook a kid.
Oh, yeah. But I'm saying what my point was, I mean, it don't take, I mean, you can do the minorest thing and your ass is going to jail.
Yeah.
And so they need to be in jail.
I agree. If they lived in my state, if they were in my state of Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, they would both be sitting in jail right now. Both of them.
Yes.
I have no doubt in my mind they would be in jail. I know they would be in jail.
I'm for the Dolly law.
Yeah.
Them bitches would be up in jail cells, and I'd find out what happened to them, because I'd get me, what they say about that rubber hose, don't show a mark.
Well, I mean, all you do is throw them in jail with somebody bad that you know they ain't going to treat them right in their celly. You put them in there with the most craziest person in the jail.
There you go. There you go.
You sit in here with Bubba, or you come talk to us. You pick.
Exactly.
And then I guarantee you, a guard's going to come to you and say, well, Daniel wants to talk, or Malaya wants to talk.
No, I think they was in the back of that truck.
Hard. You might not be able to abuse them, right? But you can put them in there with somebody that will.
That's the reason it freaked her out. When, if the truth is where Janie was behind her or whatever, that's what freaked her out, was because, did she see me do something with those kids?
I don't believe that.
Put them in the back of the truck?
I don't believe that. I don't believe the Janie.
I don't believe she ever went. I don't believe she walked up behind her. I don't believe none of that bullshit.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that.
You know,
I don't either. Well, I'm still watching you. Thank you for letting me talk.
You be good.
You have a good evening. Bye.
Now, if we go with everything we hear, then yeah, she was at the street. Yeah, you know, but we don't know that for sure. That's coming from Daniel. That's coming from Durwood. I say don't believe any of it. Okay, they're all suspects until these kids are found. People starting to side with Daniel that they're alive and they're on the reservation and these kids were handed off. It's a good story. Okay, hope is easy to sell. All right, Doom and gloom, it's a little bit harder to sell some doom and gloom, right? But when you've been in true crime for years, and most of you guys have, we know the outcome of this. I hate to even say it. It's sad as shit. There were two beautiful kids neglected by everybody. And what's one thing all these cases have in common? Neglect. Not caring. All of them have some type of neglect involved in it. And you think this, the sad thing about it is this ain't the last kids. These kids are born into neglectful families every single day. Dolly.
Hello.
Hello. You calling from Richmond?
No.
Oh. This Lisa?
Bill.
Okay, why
Yeah.
are you so far away from the phone? Why are you so far away from the phone?
Huh? The light well, I mean.
I
Because
said-
because I can never get through to you. You don't want to get through.
Oh, so what's up, Lisa?
I don't know. What have you been up to?
True crime. Same shit I'm always up to.
No, you ain't. You've been building pools and bars and all kind of crap.
I've been doing a lot of crap, but I've still been YouTubing every day.
I know. I'm just. Well, I don't know. You always switch. Sometimes day, sometimes. Hey, I want to ask a question. Besides this case, what happened to Dumpling and Hutchins?
What do you mean, far as them being friends?
No, I don't ever see them around anymore.
I don't know. Maybe they got over the internet. Maybe they needed a little break.
No, it's been like 2 months or more. I don't see you in your chat or anything either.
They might have got off the internet. They were having, the internet was causing them problems, I believe.
Oh, I didn't get into any of that. That female just being crazy. All that gossip crap. I don't get into that female crap. But as far as this Canada, I don't know much about Canada though, that's for sure. But their law sure ain't the crap as Virginia, because those people wouldn't. I don't get how they get away with it.
That's what I said. I mean, I'm used to people going to jail. You know where we live, people go to jail. Everywhere else, people don't go to jail. If I'm going to commit a crime, I'm going somewhere else to do it. I know that because either Tennessee or Canada, I mean, they don't lock people up. I don't get it. I don't get it at all myself. And the mother, allegedly out here not caring, not giving interviews. Go ahead.
I mean, the 2 kids, what happened to the 3rd kid?
Third kid was taken by CPS.
Oh my God.
And I don't know who has the 3rd kid right now. I couldn't tell you.
Wow.
Right. The 3rd kid is Malaya could have them. They said, we're hearing from Daniel and Durwood, his spokesperson, that they took the kids from Malaya. But then we've seen pictures of Daniel visiting Malaya. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, Meadow. I don't know what's going on with Meadow. But, she had 3 kids. Now it sounds like she has no kids.
Well, was that her objective all along? She just didn't want kids anymore.
It seems like she wanted out of everything. And when young lady, 3 screaming ass kids, and it might have been too much for her. 1 kid is stressful enough, most likely 3.
Well, I know I got twins, but hey, it is what it is. If you don't want kids or whatever, give it to a family that loves kids to take care of them right, or either give it to one of her relatives. You don't hurt them.
That's right. I agree. But some people, like here in Virginia, we got the safe havens, right? Where if you don't want a child, you can take them to the fire department,
right,
the police station, or you can take them to the hospital, and they don't even charge you with child abandonment, neglect, or anything. Nope. They just take the child and do whatever they need to do. And still people kill their babies. It's like they're like selfish. If I don't want you, and I don't want nobody else to have you.
That's sad. That's really. But wait a minute. What about their biological dad's mom? Why did she get on the internet and talk like he was such a great person and all that when he really wasn't?
Well, I mean, he's just not a good dad. I mean, he may not be a horrible person. He just ain't a father figure. You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't pay child support. He don't visit his kids. I don't know. I mean, definitely not a good dude. You know.
Well, in Virginia, you gonna pay child support. It ain't no saying you're not gonna pay.
I know we're so used to shit here to where if you don't pay child support, you go to jail. If you break the law, you go to jail. If your kid goes missing and you don't know where they're at, you go to jail. We're just used to people going to jail. So when we see it everywhere else, we're like, what the hell is going on? That's why it amazes me so much, because I know here you ain't getting away with that. We don't care if we don't find the body. Your ass is going to sit in there in jail. Look at Cody Bixby, right? Corey, 40 years. They had not one piece of evidence that man killed that kid. Never found his body, and he's sitting in prison right now 40 years. He went to jail day one.
That's the way it should be. And plus, we have the Pictou alert too, which helps.
Yeah, now because of that happened. So, I mean, they take it serious here. They ain't playing none of that shit. I don't know where my kid is. We'll tell you what, we don't want you to go missing, so we got a place for you. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Hey, what are you people in chat says is Virginia's jails big?
There's lots of them. Yeah, they're big. There used to be jails. Now
hey, put it this way. You're the person in the chat. They're big enough, or you can build more to make sure your butt does go to jail.
Yes, and this prime example that
taxpayers pay for.
My local jail, when you're in jail, they can only house you for a year, but they turned our jail into a correctional facility. That means they can house you there for 5 years, and they also built what they call tent city. So if you're a low-level criminal, say you got a misdemeanor or you didn't pay your child support, they push you out to the tents. They house the felonies and DOC inmates inside the jail, which is Department of Corrections. You're waiting to go to prison, or you're a felon, robbery, rape, murder, stuff like that. If you're low level, they send you outside to sweat.
Right.
So
I'm just saying your cat's funny saying that. I mean, put it this way: in Virginia, you commit a crime, they're gonna put you somewhere. They don't care where they are.
It's overpopulated. When you go to jails here, people are sleeping on the floors. On the floor. In boats. They call them boats. Yeah, they're sleeping in boats. There's these plastic tubs. They're like big totes. Like almost like a coffin, a half a coffin. And it's plastic. And they stack them up against the walls. And if all the cells are filled, you grab what they call a boat and you get to sleep in the ocean, which is the floor. And there's people all in the boats all across the floor. Because the jails are so overpopulated. God. Yeah. They don't care how. Yeah, they call them boats. Anybody that's been locked up around here and know about a boat, they'll be like, yeah, the boat is when you can't get a bunk.
Yay, I didn't know. I know Richmond is bad too, but Chesterfield, hell, what is it? Jelly Roll comes here all the time to see the crab. Chesterfield's got a good. They try to get you walking right until you get back in civilization. They do pretty well, but they're not as bad as what you're saying.
No, they don't do that here. They don't care about rehabilitating you. They house you here. That's it. Really? There ain't no programs, none of that. It ain't about rehabilitation here. It's about you serving time. They ain't there to make your time good. They ain't none of that. I seen Jelly Roll in Northern Virginia at the jails and shit. There ain't nothing like that here. There ain't no damn musical programs in our jail. Ain't none of that shit. There ain't none of that. You may be able to get a GED in jail, but that's probably it. The rest of it is you here to do your time.
Wait a minute, is that Chesapeake or all of it?
Chesapeake, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Newport News, any of the 7 cities, any of the major 7 cities in Virginia, your ass is rotting in jail. There ain't nothing happening. Nothing.
Wow, I didn't see all that bad.
Yeah, any of the 7 cities. That's the way it goes. So,
well, you do your crime, you do your time.
Yeah. All right. Well, you be good, Lisa.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Peace. Okay. Let me explain how. Look. So where I live at is there's a bunch of cities that kind of butt up against each other. So they call it the 7 cities. It's pretty much military, right? You got Norfolk, which is your main city that everybody in the military is stationed in Norfolk, NOB, SEAL Team 6, all that stuff that you see on TV, right? Then you got Virginia Beach, which is the tourist area, right? And you got Chesapeake, you got Hampton, Newport News, Gloucester. And it's 7 cities combined into what really is one big city. Okay. But because they're all so close in proximity that you could be in one city 1 minute and 5 minutes later, you're in the next city, right? Tunnels and bridges and stuff like that. So it's pretty much the 7 cities. And we don't do rehabilitation. Like we don't go to jail to try to make you a better person. Maybe in prison, the prison system they do, but in jail here, it's just about housing you. It ain't programs. You may have work release. Like if you got a job, you can get out and work during the day and then show back up to jail and sleep in a jail cell. But far as anything else, like you see on like I see it on TV, like she was saying, Jelly Roll in Northern Virginia, you know, going to performing, and they got musical programs and shit. And we don't do that here. In 7 cities, it's too much chaos here. It's too much crime, too many people in and out of jail. They just don't do that. Now it's hard to believe that everybody on the internet is pretty much convinced that these parents have something to do with the disappearance of Jack and Lily. Okay. Let's take a quick vote. There's 1,800. How many likes we got on this video before I rage quit? Okay. How many likes we got? Who didn't hit the like button so I can holler at you, point you out, right? Somebody tell me how many likes we got on this video. I can look. Hold on. Let me look. Okay, I can't even say nothing to you guys. We got 1,300 likes on this video. You guys are absolutely the best. Wow. I didn't even have to say hit the like button 1,000 times tonight. Thank you guys. Wow. I wouldn't, when I looked, I thought we were going to have like 600 likes. I was like, nobody ever hits the like button. I got to tell them 1,000 times. And you guys hit it tonight without me even saying nothing. We hit the 70. Y'all are the best. Okay. I'm going to shut up now. Y'all ain't got to hear me. I ain't even worried about the like button. Okay. Y'all did good. Y'all did good. Y'all absolutely did good. Now let me open the phone lines back up. My big thing is, why ain't Malaya in jail? Why ain't she in jail? RCMP. Right. And the RCMP, they never threatened to put the people responsible for these babies missing in jail, but they did threaten YouTubers and people on social media. Oh, if you're making threats, which nobody's really made no threats towards them, right? That we'll prosecute you and blah 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 blah. And that's great for everybody in Canada, but in America, we got freedom of dance. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Rose.
You said I could call back in.
You said if 3 hours from now is what you said. This has been an hour and a half.
Well, I get worried you're getting tired and might shut off.
No, it's only been a half hour because I waited an hour to open the phones. So you called a half hour ago.
I keep you where I have calls on my phone where I can see how long it's been since I've called someone.
Okay.
So it's been, well, I don't know.
How long's it been? I know how. You know how long it's been. It's been 30 minutes.
No, Dolly. It's actually been, I will tell you exactly how long it's been since I've called in. It was 1:26, and now it is 1:58. So that's a long time.
30 minutes, Rose. That's 30 minutes, just like I said.
Oh, dear God. My math. It's my math.
Okay, let's get to the point. Let's get to the point, Rose.
There's something about this story that stuck with my mind from the very beginning about the first day she did something on Facebook about saying, I'm single. I think Malaya found a new man. And unfortunately,
that quick? She ain't that hot.
No, I think she had another man already going. That's what I mean. And I think Daniel was suspicious of that already. Like he knew he was losing Malaya for a good bit. And this kind of reminds me of the Diana Downs story. You remember that?
No.
And it was made into a movie with Farrah Fawcett, remember? And she shot her 3 children because the man that she was in love with didn't want children. And she wanted him to love her so much that, you know, she harmed her children to, do you remember that story?
Oh, no. For the third
It's a
time.
true story, but I feel like maybe Malaya has had a new man going on for a while. And some women, I'm sorry to say it, even men have done it. Like, you know, if I can't have you, nobody's going to have you. And men, you know, do that. But I think that maybe Malaya has done something to those children. Maybe just to get rid of them.
I mean, you
so
don't
she
have to
can
hurt
have
the children to get rid of a man.
That's what I say. That's what I said from the very beginning. Why didn't you just give him to the grandmother, even a paternal grandmother, you know, of the Cody, the mother of Cody, would have been happy to take those 2 kids in. I'm
I
sure
don't know
of
about
that.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that one.
Why you say that, Belinda?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know Belinda.
Belinda.
I mean, she already taken care of 1 kid. Hers.
Oh, well, yeah. No, you're going off on me now, Jimmy.
I mean, how many mouths can Granny feed? I mean, I don't know.
Granny looked like she lived in a very, you know, comfortable place. And even if I just had a shithole,
she did have a nice little. She did have a nice little fish pond. I like the little fish pond.
Yeah, I think I like Belinda. I think, unfortunately, I feel like she's getting reeled into a lot of different channels, and I think she needs to stop that. You know,
that's part of true crime, though. That's just part of true crime. And these people, you know, they get bored and they need somebody to talk to. Some of these older people, and they find friends, and then they're sucked in just like everybody else.
And again, that leads me to what I said in my first call. If this, like that, what I watched you last night, 5 hours. Oh my God! I'm like, man, does this person ever sleep between being a woodchucker, like chopping the wood and making a thing in his yard? The woodchucker.
Okay, you're running out of time, Rose, again.
Yeah, but what about that last night? That Belinda staying and talking with Darwin, and like I said earlier, if this D guy, Darwin, or whatever his name is, knows so much, why isn't he talking to the police?
Allegedly he is, but who knows?
Oh, yeah. Well, then the police wouldn't allow him to give out this kind of information.
Okay,
right?
We're out of time, Rose. You be good.
You too. Bye.
Right, peace. Now, let me explain this. The police can't tell you what the hell you can say and what you can't say. They can advise you not to say it. They may be able to tell you what to say in Canada. I don't want to speak on Canada, but I can tell you in America, a police can sit here and come over here and say, hey, you can't say this. I'll say whatever the hell I want to say. I'll say whatever the hell I want to say to you, right? As long as you're not threatening or you're not screaming something that would cause the public to get hurt, you know, in a movie theater or a crowded place, you can say whatever the hell you want to say. They'll advise you, hey, don't leak this information. Look at Seth Rogers. Seth Rogers came up here and he said shit that he wasn't supposed to say. The police told him he wasn't supposed to say. And he was like, look, I'll be the one that gets in trouble for it, but I'll tell you. And he said it, right? They'll advise you not to say certain things, right? That could hinder the investigation. But they can't control what you say. You can say whatever you want. They can't put you in jail for it because they tell you something and you run and tell it. Woohoo! Thank you, Turtle Gang. 70K. Okay. That's a lot of damn people, right? A lot of people. So now we're on our journey to 71,000. 71. That's 1,000 more than 70. Okay. So hopefully this week We'll make it to 71,000. I'm on that journey, on that road to 100K. I'm going to need you guys. I'm going to need you. We can do it. I think we can do it. I don't know if we'll do it by the end of the year, but we're going to try to hit that 100K by the end of the year. Okay. Usually in the wintertime, views pick up because people can't be out. In summertime, views are always down because everybody's out living their best life while the weather's nice. I don't blame you. And usually I am, but this summer I've been kind of chilled, laid up at the house. But usually I'm out running. But we are planning stuff now, far as me and PJ being at Crime Con. Me and PJ is going to be in Idaho for the Brian Kohlberger trial. I'm going to be in Florida for Stephen Stearns. And somewhere this year, I'm going to try to hit LA. Okay. I've been wanting to go. So some point this year, I'm going to be out LA, Idaho, Florida, Colorado, and wherever else I pop my ass up, maybe Canada. Okay. Hell to the yeah, Dolly. So let's take a little vote real fast. If you believe she's on a reservation, the kids are on a reservation, press 1. If you think they're not, press 2. Okay. If you think they're on a reservation, just press 1 in the chat room. And if not, you don't think they are, press 2. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you now, I'm going with 2. I don't believe these kids to be on a reservation. Right. I just want to see how many people believe that. Mr. believes it. It's a lot of 2s. There's a lot of 2s. Canuck girl. I know you're from Canada. Okay. 2. There's a half. I don't know what the half is. 1. Socks Life believes they're on a reservation. Cat believes they're on a reservation. A lot of people don't, though. You see all the 2s. I think more likely in New York than a reservation. Why would people think New York? Because, it borders right there at the border of Canada. I don't think they're in New York. Team foul play. A lot of 2s. I have no clue. If they're on a res, I hate to say it, they're no longer with us. Missy Johnson believes. Okay, so there's some people that believe they're on a reservation. Now, I'm going to ask y'all another question in just a minute. And we're going to, I want to see what you guys say on this one. Team What the F? That's a good team. Rez goes from New York into Canada. It's just wishful thinking. I agree with you guys. I don't think they're on a reservation at all. I don't think natives are going to hide them like that for no reason. There ain't no reason to hide the kids. Right? There's not one reason in this world to hide those kids. How do we know the CPS are trying to take the kids? Foul play. Yes. Amanda. We're on the same page. Me and Amanda, we like this. We see eye to eye. These kids, in my opinion, and they ain't never coming back, guys. Right? They just ain't never coming back. What reason is there to unalive them? That's a question. That's a good question. Stress, overwhelmed, wanting to be free. You want to be Casey Anthony. Dolly.
Hello. The reason they're thinking that they're in New York is because it was on another talk show that they was seen at a beauty shop in New York.
That's bullshit. They're at a beauty shop in New York.
And it was on the 25th.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody's saying they're in New York. I just wanted to clarify that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't buy that.
Well, I don't either. But
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
that's where that's coming from. I wanted to let you know.
Okay. All right.
All righty.
All right.
Thank you.
You be good.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. That they were seen at a beauty shop in New York. Who knows if it was them? What if they seen somebody seen two other kids? There's a lot of reportings of Bigfoot. Okay. Is Bigfoot even real? But he's been seen. Think about that. Okay. When people report seeing something, is Bigfoot even real? Okay. Maybe he's in New York on a reservation. That's why we can't find Bigfoot, because he's on a res. If y'all are going with these kids on a reservation, I'm going with Bigfoot is on a reservation. People still see Elvis, and Elvis would be fucking 90 years old right now, right? Yes, I believe in Bigfoot. Okay, somebody believes in Bigfoot. Okay, well, just let you know he's on an Indian reservation in Nevada. I don't know. Okay. You know, if you see kids, if they were seen, why didn't anybody say anything? Why didn't anybody call the police? Why didn't anybody report the kids? Right? Everybody has a phone these days. Who don't have a phone? Who don't have a phone? I don't know one single fucking person alive, unless they're a kid, that don't have a phone. Show me an adult person in public that don't have a phone. Every phone has a camera on it. Even the flip phones from the 80s had a camera. Who don't have, you don't got a phone? Stop lying. You better stop lying. But they see a kid that they believe is wanted, and they don't take a picture. They don't call the police. But then some YouTuber hears it on one of these groups. Oh, the kids were seen. You know, I'm going to make up a lie, and I'm going to put it in one of these groups under a different name. And I want to see, just a social experiment, how far the lie will go. Okay? I hate to lie because it ain't something I do, but I just want to see how far misinformation can actually travel. You know, just little social experiment, right? Just to see if it'll, I know how far it'll catch, like fucking wild grass, because people just run with anything, just anything. So, and I get it, because there's no way to really fact check stuff, right? And people are just trying to share the information. And it like me, if I share something that's wrong, once I realize it's wrong, I'll correct it, or, you know, say, hey, that wasn't true. I effed up, you know, I ran with something too soon before I found out the information on it. But some people present everything like it's 100% fact because they heard it on YouTube. And I just know that ain't the case, right? I know that ain't the case. That is unusual at all. They have babies, people. In the UK, you have to have, what did that say? Chat's moving so fast. You can sell hope or truth. Dolly, line is just like mistakes. Yeah, it's just a mistake. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just gonna make a mistake. Okay. That was good. You know what I'm saying? That was good. That was real good. They should have got called out on that, right? I would have called them on that. But, you know, everybody runs their channel a little bit differently, you know, but I thought that was good. She's like, you know, we ain't going to call it a lie. We're just going to call it a little mistake. I was like, no, that's a fucking lie. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't telling the truth, it's a lie. It ain't a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it, Dolly. Enough crap is out there. You're right. I mean, I was just saying as in general to show y'all a point that, you know, you can say something that's totally not true and everybody will run with it and everybody will believe it, because social media is just like that. you know. But we do know the truth is this, that this mother is not out searching for her child. This mother is not doing interviews. This mother's not trying to bring awareness to her child being gone. So we do know that, which is absolutely horrible. And the only person, thank God Daniel did what he did. I still don't trust him, but thank God he was at least big enough to get out there and do the news interviews to keep it in the news. If he hadn't have, would this case be as big as it is? You know, it ain't really that big, but thank God Daniel did that to get it some attention at least, because if he would have shut down and Malaya would have shut down, this would have been one news story. Nobody would have cared. It would have got swept under the rug by the RCMP. Now they can't do that because YouTubers are putting the pressure on them. Media's not. You know, somebody has to put some pressure on the RCMP. You know, because if they don't feel no pressure, what? And they're just going to let these people no answers for the kids months later. Months. We ain't talking about y'all didn't solve it in a week. We're talking months now. Months with nothing. They should have been bringing these people in every week questioning them. They bring him in one time for 4 hours and go, well, he didn't confess in 4 hours. He's never going to confess. They ain't out searching no more. We ain't hear about no searches this weekend. We hear any searches going on Gearlock Road? Nope. So this is going to be one of those cases where there's just no answers. And in Canada, you can't let that happen. For all the people watching from Canada in here, you guys can't let that happen. There has to be something going down to put the heat on the RCMP. I don't know what y'all's protesting laws are, but somebody needs to get out there in front of Malaya's mama's house, start screaming baby killer. I hate to say it. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, and create some hype and it force the hand of the police. Madonna, thank you for getting the memberships. Well, they, especially when they're not arresting people and they ain't even, are they questioning them? What type of interrogation went on? Tomorrow I'm going to talk about that. This whole interrogating for 4 hours and who was interrogated and what went on. That's going to be the topic of tomorrow's video. I just don't think the RCMP did their job. I mean, I think Tennessee did a better job. At least Tennessee had the dogs in the house instantly, right? They had cadaver dogs, hunting dogs, tracking dogs, every kind of damn dog you can get. Pit bulls running around. At least they did that, right? They waited 3 weeks to even look for video camera. They waited a month to ask for the public's help. Never let any of the public search. That is horrible to me. I mean, that's just not doing a good job. And where do we go from here, right? If they ain't going to arrest Malaya, she's lawyered up. She's not going to talk. They don't have anything because she's pointing the finger at Daniel. Daniel's now behind the scenes pointing the finger at her, but not publicly. That's what. Why won't he do it? You know, because he's so in love and he's so like I said, Limp Bizkit did it all for the nookie. That he won't publicly point the finger at her in the media, but he'll do it on YouTube, and then allow his PR person, Durwood, which I believe is no more than a PR person for Daniel and his mother, to point the finger at her. Okay? But at the same time, social services, you have to see the kids with the social services there. So whatever Malaya told the social services, they believed about Daniel. Okay? Or there wouldn't have been the circumstances of him having to have supervised visitation with his kids. So Daniel, I don't think is a saint. I don't think Malaya's a saint. Okay. It sounds like she didn't clean the house. Daniel didn't clean the outside of the house. They're kind of in this together. He's hoping they can get back together. If Malaya was to walk through that door right now on Gearlock Road and be like, baby, I'm back, he would be like, okay. Or do you think he'd be like, oh, hell nah, you're a baby killer, or you did something with those kids, get out? He ain't going to do that. He ain't going to do that. If they hadn't been out there screaming, accusing him of doing something to the baby, why did they accuse him? Why did Malaya's family instantly accuse him? Because I believe there's some DV that's been going on in that house for a while, and Malaya has been telling her family. One of them two know what happened to these kids. Simple as that. Which one? Probably both of them. They probably both did it. Daniel ain't going to talk, and she's going to use this as an opportunity to get away from everything, the stress that she couldn't handle. You know, she was already, sounds like she battled with depression, anxiety, things like that. And if she's out, if this picture is real that we're seeing, and she was out at the beach smiling, and because what I want to show y'all was the message that it came with. Okay, hold on. All right, let me show this. Right here. As soon as it loads, all my computer's running slow. All right. So this says, let me pull this up. Basically, the question, the thing was, is that the girl that has the two missing kids in Nova Scotia? That's the part at the top you can't see right here. And then the question was, LMAF, laughing my ass off. What a scumbag. She knows exactly what happened to them. Nothing like being glorious and happy while your babies are missing. Okay. And then at 8:01 p.m., she writes, we got her out for the day. She needs a day out. She definitely doesn't know, but I can't really say till the investigation is over, but I will fill you in on it all. She is still human. She is still human. She still needs to live. Being depressed at home crying all day isn't going to change anything. Why screenshot it? So apparently she knew that the woman screenshotted it. And from the conversation, this would be a new picture. Okay. Because why would she say, yeah, it's her. She needed a day out. We took her out. The investigation is ongoing. So apparently this is a new image of Malaya out living her best life. Nova Scotia, lots of lakes and ocean. So it appears that she has been out living her best life, according to the text messages that were exchanged when the picture was posted. And that's just odd and strange. When you screenshot, Snap tells you, okay, right? So she knew right then that this was leaking. As soon as somebody screenshotted it for evidence of what was being said, that it was actually her, and that she is out living her best life. And Cheryl got her out the house for the day, so she wasn't. Here's the thing, she didn't cry on day one. Her grandmother said she didn't cry. The biological grandmother said she wasn't crying. We watched her on the news She didn't cry. So to the woman that confronted this, and then after this, there was another comment, and she basically said, don't let her fool you. She knows exactly what happened to those babies. Okay. So to the woman that was, call these people out. Awesome job, lady. Awesome. Thank you for screenshotting it, sharing it, calling her out, because it's total BS. If you ain't got time to be looking for your kids, you ain't got no time to be sunning and funning. Okay. You don't trust any of these supposed family members. And, she can't sit at home and cry all day. What's she crying about? Cheryl should be investigated for more info. Candace Cooley didn't cry either. She's a runner and a black widow with issues, says some of the chat. She's definitely not the best mother I've ever seen. Simple as that. Just look at the fact that she didn't get up to check on the kids. She didn't get up to change Jack pull up. She didn't fix the kids' breakfast. They never talk about putting the kids to bed, giving them a bath, brushing their teeth. They don't talk about none of that stuff because I don't believe none of that shit happened. And if there ain't some drugs involved in this, I would be amazed. What makes people change so dramatically over a 15-month period, 16-month period? Single, ready to mingle now, says Brian. I can hook you up, right? I'll hook you up. She likes dudes that live with their mothers. Brian, do you live with your mom? If you do, you already got your 2 points up, okay? That's a plus with Malaya. If you live with your mother, you're good to go. All right, but you got to be a mama's boy. You got to live with your mama. Mom knows. I believe everybody in that Gearlock Road knows what happened to those babies. But if anybody talks, everybody goes to jail. Daniel's mom ain't going to talk because she don't want Daniel to go to jail. Malaya's mom ain't going to talk because Malaya's mom don't want her to go to jail. So none of them are going to talk. And all you're going to have is people out here running interference, right? We've heard that with the media. The media goes over to the mother's house and the mother runs them off, says, talk to the lawyer. Daniel not speaking publicly to the internet, but I mean, in chat, but he ain't coming on channels. And he got Durwood out there telling his story for him. So, and then not only did they tell it, but they went everywhere and told it, right? Because they wanted that to get out there, right? So it's pushing a narrative. We don't know if this is the truth or not, right? It sounds like Malaya's out living her best life, but not begging and pleading for a kid. And she looked happy. She looked happy in the photo, right? Looking happy. I don't want to see that happy shit. I don't. I want to see you out there looking for your kid. I want to see a face full of smiles and I'm living my best life. Joe says, Malaya looks good in a bikini after 3 kids. Joe, you don't want nothing to do with that. Trust me. Dodge that bullet, okay? Dodge that bullet. You definitely don't want to get involved in nothing like that, right? You come up missing. You be next, Joe. You be next, okay? So don't get, don't drop into her DMs. I be like, I heard you single and ready to mingle. Run like the wind. Yes. I mean, you just never know what baggage, people come with. You know what I'm saying? That's why you need to check the bags at the door. Be like, okay, what baggage you got? Let's clear this up now. What do you come to the relationship with? Like, you killed your ex? You got babies in the trash can? What is with you? You know what I'm saying? A good thing to ask a woman, and I found this to be good. Hey, are you crazy? And if they say no, then already you're dating a crazy woman that is a liar. Okay. But they say, yeah, I'm crazy, then you at least know that they're not a liar. All right, because all women are a little crazy. Okay. Don't block me on YouTube. All of them a little crazy. Long as it's the good crazy, it's good. But as soon as they say, no, I ain't crazy, be like, okay, I know what you are. You crazy and a liar. So I find that to be a good opening question. Hey, look, are you fucking crazy? That's true. See? Dolly.
Doug from Tennessee.
What's up, Doug?
What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I had a little bit of time to kill tonight, so I figured I'd come live with you guys for a little bit. But I ain't gonna be here much longer.
I ain't about them children yet, huh?
Not yet. And the mom's out living her best life, Doug, at the beach. Tanning. Out shaking her moneymaker. Her tail feathers.
She knows what happened to them children.
I believe so.
I'm starting to believe my theory is right. And they hauled them children off on that four-wheeler into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not lying. They did see the children going off into the woods. And brother hauled them off. I just believe they got a hold of something they shouldn't have got a hold of.
Something happened. I mean, what you say makes sense. And I do believe that they moved these kids away from that trailer.
All four of them.
That's why there's no dog trail. That's why the dogs can't hit. There's nothing to hit. They didn't wander off. They drove them off.
But I mean, all four of them. Brother, mama, and her. And I just believe she's just as bad as Jan Soto.
Oh, as bad as Jen Soto?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Jen Soto, do you know that Stephen Stearns put in for his case to be delayed and they denied it? So did Brian Kohlberger. He put in for a delay and they denied it. So
Stephen Stearns liable to get off.
No, he ain't getting off.
I bet they caught that sheriff. That sheriff and his
August,
wife some bad shit.
I think August 18th starts Brian Kohlberger. Okay. And that's right at my birthday too, which sucks because I got to go out to Idaho for my birthday. That sucks.
Ooh.
Right.
But you did hear about that sheriff down there at Stephen Stearns, didn't you?
Yeah, the sheriff that got in trouble.
Yeah, and his wife.
I mean, I heard something about it. I'm not too familiar with it.
His wife had a $21 million gambling casino.
Oh, okay. What does that got to do with Stephen Stearns, though?
The sheriff is dirty.
That don't mean he didn't do what he did. You can have a dirty sheriff and still commit a crime.
Yeah, but the father say he's liable to get off.
Nah, ain't a chance in hell he getting off. There's too many images. He's facing the rest of his life just for the images.
I don't believe he'll get. I don't even believe he'll make it through prison.
Yeah, he'll be in PC, but he goes to court in September, and Kohlberger goes to court August 18th because they're gonna be at both of them.
Yeah.
But I didn't really want to go to Idaho at my birthday. I mean, that sucks. I want to spend my birthday in Idaho. But that's the time frame it's going to start is the 18th. Yeah. And then I go to Idaho, then CrimeCon, and then Florida. It's going to be in that order. It's going to be Idaho, Colorado, Florida.
Dang.
Yeah.
I might go to Florida this year, maybe if my wife wants to.
Yeah.
Vacation.
Yeah, I'll be down there in September. So at least it won't be, I mean, it'll still be hot as shit, but I'll be down there in September for the Stephen Stearns case, covering that live. CrimeCon is, I think, September. I don't know. I can look real quick. Somebody asked.
Yeah, it's been a long time about Colorado, though.
I've never been to Colorado.
And you ain't no fun.
Ain't no fun?
No.
I got a friend that lives there in Colorado.
My wife's got a cousin that lives out there.
Okay. It is September 5th through the 7th. It's CrimeCon.
Yeah.
So, and they don't right now. They haven't announced any. Nobody good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I don't.
who's going to be there? Like, there's a whole bunch of nothing yet. Let me click on it. Tickets. Standard tickets are still available. Everything else is sold out. Gold VIP is sold out. Platinum VIP is sold out. You know, they sell out a year in advance.
Oh, yeah.
See,
That's just like
speakers and
over here.
creators. Okay.
Over here. Over here in across the mountain, they have this Bonnaroo Festival.
They don't have anybody good this year so far. I'm just saying, so far they don't have anybody good. They need Dolly this year. And they got a lot of podcasters. They got, you know, none.
Have you ever heard about the Bonnaroo?
No. What is that?
They have all them bands that come, and it's a big open field, and tickets are like $1,000 a piece.
No, I've never been to it.
Well, people from all over the United States come over here to it.
Oh, okay.
They paid all that money, and they canceled the shit.
Did they? It's canceled already?
Yeah, because they had a big storm. People canceled, acts canceled, and you don't get your money back.
Oh, Lord. Oh, hell with that then.
Man, all them people drove out from California and everywhere like that, paid $1,000 for each ticket, plus paying the camper in there. Yet they were pissed.
Okay. All right, Doug. I'll let you go.
All right. You have a good week, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Okay. Peace.
And I pray they find them little kids, though.
Definitely.
All right. Peace out.
Okay. I see Jane says, Dolly Vision, please take Helena M's rent. She is blocking everyone and she will not answer me. Thank you. Helena, don't block everybody. Okay. Don't block people unless they've done something. You got to do something bad to get blocked. You can't block people because you don't like their opinion or anything like that. So don't block anybody. If anybody needs to be blocked, trust me, I'll block them, or PJ will block them, or Turtle Gang will block them. We got that under control. So don't block a bunch of people, right? Especially if their opinion, you don't like their opinion. Don't do that. Okay, that is a crazy tip. What time in the AM? That's good info. It's no blocking Fridays. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to block people. We're trying to grow the channel to 100K. We can't do that by blocking everybody. Now, if they do something extreme, we'll notice it and we'll make sure they get up out the room. Okay. So easy with the block button, people, especially my mods. Okay. And I'm going to go through and unblock a lot of people too. That are probably because I used to unblock everybody every couple weeks. I ain't unblocked nobody this year. Okay. So there's probably people that are like, you know, and you know, there's a lot of people that are able to block you, the mods. And if you say, look, we got Helena's a mod. So just be easy on the blocking people. All right. We want people to watch the channel. Just erase the message. Yeah, that's a good way. Or time them out. You know, if you got to, time people out, but don't block them. Unless they're using foul, super foul language, or they're saying something threatening, or they're attacking people, then it's acceptable. But don't just block people because you don't like what they have to say or their opinion. Is Daniel still a mod? Yeah, he's still a mod. That's so I know when it's him when he comes in the room. That's it. I mean, he could block people, but I doubt he does. You know what I'm saying? And if he does, I would know. We would see it. And then we would just take his wrench. Vincent gave out 5 memberships. I got one. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Vince. That is super nice of you. So what did we learn tonight? That this mother don't care. Biological father don't care. And Daniel cares about Malaya. And of course, Meadow. I'm sure he cares about his daughter. But RCMP, failed Jack and Lily. I mean, it's just the truth. Crime and Shame's channel mods are crazy cat ladies. I don't know. Everybody has their own mods. You know, usually if you've been here a long time with me, I'll mod you up. Not that I want you to really, you know, go in and block people or delete people or anything like that. It just shows that you've been here a long time with me, right? And I mod you up. So, but far as the modding goes, my main mods like Sage and PJ and Turtle Gang, they'll take care of the deleting stuff, right? Or blocking people. Other mods, you're here to like post links and tell people about stuff like that, right? So don't get, just because you got a wrench don't mean you can just block everybody. You know, that ain't what it means. Daniel loves those kids also, in my opinion. Running Bear, I don't think nobody gave a shit about those kids. He's allegedly abusing the kids. He alleges that she don't care about the kids. The biological father ain't in the kid's life. So to me, who really cared about these kids? Think about that. Paul, I don't know what the reason is why he's not around the kids, but he's been accused of something, and it must not be good for them not to allow him around the kids, well, not supervised. So it's either it has to be some type of abuse. I timed you out once in Lisa's live one day, Dolly, as a joke. Lisa, does she still even YouTube? What is that the lady that does the that's all bougie and comes out with a folder and the glasses and writes? Yeah, her name is Lisa. Yeah. Is that who you're talking about, Running Bear? She was like a queen bee and savage simp. I usually go in there and, you know, joke with her and stuff like that, but I ain't had all that free time lately. I don't even know if she's still a YouTube creator, to be honest with you. She would do the, like, what she had, the high heel pumps and shit on and way too much makeup. In my opinion, this has become just as bad as Sebastian. No, this is nowhere near as bad as Sebastian. I don't think. Crime and Fashion. That's it. Yeah, you're right. That's it. Crime and Fashion. I knew it was a lady that she'd come out there and be like, you know, today's outfit is like by de jour and, you know, fucking with the nails and the shoes and the just like, oh my God. Yeah, that's her. Yeah, Crime and Fashion. Okay. That's a lot. Is she still a YouTuber? Does she still YouTube? She just had the wrong approach, I think. I think she could have been a decent YouTuber, but like you really gotta. How about? Oh God! Don't even say that in here. That's a trigger word. I thought I blocked that. I'm gonna go into my settings right now and block where you can't even say that name in this chat room. All right, because we don't want people even promoting shit about that. All right, we block anything to do with a monkey and a corpse with tumbleweed for hair. Okay, we're blocking all that. Let me see. Leave. Oh my God, she was beautiful. No, she's not a YouTuber anymore. Okay, well, I mean, you know, listen, the hardest part of it is getting past the first initial stage. And like, if you align yourself with bad people, it's a hard ride. Lisa was funny as hell. She was all right. I didn't mind Lisa as much. I just wish she hadn't aligned herself with the people She did. She may have done a little bit better, but she wasn't relatable like to people, right? Like you come off as a rich woman, right? Now she was kind of reminded me of like a Karen Reed, you know? Oh, my $3,000 outfit, and like nobody cares a fuck about your $3,000 outfit, right? People care about true crime. You can't call yourself true crime and fashion and then don't do no crime. Okay. I mean, crime is in the name. I mean, you got to do some true crime. It can't just be fashion and shit talking people, right? You got to have some crime in there at least, right? And I think she lacked the crime. It was a lady that did this show, and she had a little podcast. It wasn't big, it was small, and she was more of trauma than anything else. Like I said, she didn't talk a whole lot about crime. She talked about other YouTube creators and Bullhorn Betty, and she never really like included the crime. And I haven't seen her in a while, and I was figuring she didn't YouTube anymore. I was just like, okay, you know, because you could tell. I was like, she don't need YouTube money, you know, so she ain't gonna, you know, you gotta have dedication. You can tell who's gonna be here forever and who ain't, you know. Check herself in her viewfinder, LOL. I mean, I think you got to be relatable, right? On these YouTube streets. A drunk broad with no morals. No, she wasn't drunk, right? I didn't mind her that bad. I mean, you know, I just thought she was like, she would have done better if she would have followed her own path instead of, because some people get up here and they build channels off of other people. Like I've never been one of my things. Like, that's why you don't see me on panels with people. You don't see me just, I don't know, intermingling a lot with other channels. I just don't do it. You know, it's because you can make the wrong friends, and everybody on YouTube got haters. Okay. There's people that hate me. Right. So if you make the wrong friends, then people start attacking you because they don't like the people that you're associated with. So if you just fly solo, then people just hate me, but they don't hate me because I'm connected to other people. And I got a lot of hate, especially when I was in, you know, Georgia, hanging with Betty and all them people. That just so many hate videos, and because some people are so hated that it made people not like me, you know. And then you're getting attacked. The next thing you know, you arguing with these people, and it just takes up too much time. And like, who the hell, you know? I'm not in this to fight with people. I'm in true crime, you know. But it's easy to be sucked into trauma, right? And when I first came into YouTube, I didn't understand the difference in the two, but now I get it. I get it. And now, since I just kind of straight on my true path, crime path, all them crime channels, leave me alone unless I take a little jab at one of them every now and then, you know. Yeah, I took a break during all that crap. There you go. See, I don't think Lisa really had any haters though, and she helped financially support the one creator against the other creators with that lawsuit. And that was a big joke. I ain't even gonna speak on it. I'm gonna leave it alone. That was a whole big joke. That was a money making circus right there. In the words of Chief Hatley, that's a fucking money making circus right there. But hey, people, spend your money on what you want to spend it on. But I don't involve myself in like any of those channels anymore. I don't even watch it anymore. So it, you know, I don't really like drunk. I like joking on people and playing, right? But people get mad, right? Because I'm just I like to joke and play around a lot. But a lot of these channels take it personally and they get all mad, You know what I'm saying? And it's funny to me when people get mad because I'm just joking. Like I don't hate anybody. I don't dislike anybody. You know, it's just YouTube to me, right? So when I see people get mad about, you know, should I say, or if I'm joking or playing around and they get all pissy, it's just funny to me. But I don't think people really want to hear people fight. Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Rose,
It's been an hour since I've called.
It wasn't an hour.
It is.
From the first time you called.
It was 37 minutes. Now, this time, I called you at 1:57, and now it is 2:49. So that's pretty much an hour. Give me a break here.
It's not.
But I'm watching you, and you're talking about other YouTube creators, and like, I'm a little lost. Like, thought we were talking about worst mother ever. And
I mean, you can only talk about the worst mother forever for so long. How many times can I say she's the worst mother?
Well, the only thing I want to know is what does Brittany do after dark? And some of those seats. And are they going to be? Who's going to be on your new Turtle Island?
Turtle Island starts here in just a few days.
Really? Do you already have the list of who's on there? Or who's willing to be on there? I mean, because they can get blasted. I mean, come on now. The chat and everybody. You know, I don't watch the other channels, but you were talking about crimes and fashion a minute ago, and that's something I called in once about your turtle show. I'm like,
you know what, Rose? I'm going to give you Durwood's number.
No. You know what?
I want you to call Durwood. I want you to have a chat. Okay.
I want to know what crime has to do with fashion. I mean, were you talking P. Diddy? I mean, you got nice clothes, fashion. You committed crime.
Okay, Rose, I gotta go. I'm getting tired. You be good. I'll talk to you next time.
Are you seriously angry with me?
No, I'm not angry. I'm seriously tired.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, why? Okay, but what about that? Those people on Turtle Island, and what about Benny and the Karen Reed thing? Whoa, wow.
That was hard to watch, but yeah.
And what about Nancy Grace? Not even with the Lily and Jack. She's so into P. Diddy. I don't know what to do with her.
I don't either. Okay, later. Oh my God. Okay. You see what it takes to be a YouTuber? See what I mean? This is why people don't make it on the YouTube streets, right? They're like, yeah, I'm done with that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why so many creators come and go, right? We gonna hook her up with Durwood's number. They like, you know, some people just like to talk. Okay, they're just talkers. You know, I get it. If people are sitting around by themselves at home, lonely, there's a damn phone line flashing in front of your face. You're like, well, let me call this dude. He'll talk to me. Like, yeah, I get it. But we're gonna hook her up with somebody that likes to talk, no gossip or bashing. Oh, what I was saying before Rose called in for the 700th time is that, you know, I think there's a certain amount of people that like drama. They like seeing the YouTubers fight and go back and forth, and there's an audience for it. It's just not a large audience for it. I think there's a way larger audience in true crime, and people that like true crime, they don't really want to hear you fighting with creators. They don't know who they are. Okay. They want to hear you talk about things they know about. They don't know about, like, everybody in my channel don't know about all these creators, right? So they don't want to hear about people they don't know about, right? They want to hear about shit they know about. And I think that there's a way larger crowd for true crime than there is for crama. The crama people, and this ain't the shit talk any crama channels out there. If you look at them, they all have about the same amount of subscribers, because that's how big their audience is. The same people that watch this crama channel are the same people that watch that crama channel. The same people that watch that crama. They all jump around talking shit about each other, so everybody watches their channel. But the audience ain't that big. Like, if they may have a lot of people in their room at one time, but overall views, when you look at the overall views, you know, they average in about from 10 to 15,000 views. That's small, you know. I think the larger numbers come when you cut that stuff out, you know, but if that's what your channel is, that's perfectly fine, right? And if you're new to YouTube and you don't understand it, kind of like me when I first came, I didn't get the whole drama thing. But I do joke and pick on people, so I could easily do a drama channel, and I try to tell people I'm the best drama person there is when it comes to joking and laughing at people. But I don't want to do that, you know. And I kept, you know, people kept trying to suck me in to fight with them and stuff like that. And now I just don't pay you. It's like a soap opera. You're absolutely right, Running Bear. I don't pay you any mind. Like if you say something bad about me, I don't make a video about you. I don't care. Say whatever you want. And if there's no back and forth, there's no drama. So I think people have left me alone because I don't go back and forth with them anymore. If I went back and forth with people, there'd be 1,000 videos talking about me and fucking, you know, just weird stuff. So Elisa has been a member for 30 months. Dolly, you have a great sense of humor. Yeah, but you know, sometimes my humor makes people mad. You know what I'm saying? It makes them mad. You make one video on cankles and people fucking get butt hurt. Let me tell you. Oh my God. Okay, international. Dolly.
Hi, I'm from Sweden. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning here.
Hey, Sweden.
Yeah, hi. Just to bring it back to the kids.
Okay.
To be honest with you, the mom, if she's on the beach, she knows where they are.
Oh, I know that too. But my thing is this: a lot of people believe these kids are still alive. I don't. What about yourself? Do you think they're on a reservation?
I'm like 50-50. I'm like 50-50 about that. Because maybe she took them and left and you know, left that whole situation or something, and she knows where they are, and that's why she's happy on the beach.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't find a reason she would hide the kids. Like, they're not Daniel's kids. There's no reason to hide them. And the only reason the social services is involved, like CPS or DCSC, is because the kids are missing. So why hide the kids? The dad's not looking for them. Daniel's not the dad. There's really no reason to hide the kids. That's my biggest thing. If I could figure out a reason she would hide them, then I might think they were alive. But I can't think of no reason to hide them.
Maybe because this thing became like a big thing. So maybe she just took them or like gave them to somebody, and then she left herself. And then this whole thing became like huge, and that's why she can't like really, like, here they are, you know.
Yeah, but at that point, wouldn't you go, okay, listen, I lied, before you get into even bigger trouble? Or would you just, how long can you keep the lie going?
But that's true, and that's what I'm thinking. Like, she knows something. She's doing something.
Yeah.
For me, like, because I have like 3 kids. If my kids were like gone like that, there's no way I'll be on the beach. You know?
Yeah.
No way.
I mean, she could have spent that same day going looking or putting out flyers or spreading awareness. I mean, even when her kids went missing, she went home and put on her social media that she was single.
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking, that she knows what's going on. She's planned this.
Yeah, I believe she has too. I totally believe she has. Now, as far as the kids being alive or not, I mean, that's debatable. But I think what's not debatable is these parents know what's going on. I think everybody can kind of agree with that Daniel and Malaya have some knowledge of what's going on with these kids.
Of course. I mean, otherwise I would be in the woods sitting on a stump or something, like screaming their names, because they're not in the woods.
Yeah.
They're not.
Yeah.
Never been. Never been.
Yeah, is she gonna go out there and get bit up by mosquitoes, knowing that the kids ain't there? I mean, so
Exactly.
I don't think that's gonna be the
Not funny.
case. And she's, she's not. Even if she was, I would have more hope in her if she was giving media interviews, even if she was lying. You know what I'm saying? But at least be out there acting like you care. You ever heard that saying, fake it till you make it?
But why? Honestly, like, okay, I'm thinking if my kids, you have a daughter, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes kids can like run in a supermarket. And I panic when they run from the supermarket. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, and like thinking that they're gone. That, oh my God.
Yeah, I panic every time my daughter calls me for money. She's 25. So when she calls, it's like, oh, she's reaching in the wallet now.
But I know that thing. My daughter is 15, but she's like, Mom, can I buy this? Can I do that?
You know how I know when my daughter wants money? She'll say, Dad. When I answer the phone, she'll be like, hey, Dad. And if not, she'll call me Jimmy, right? Which is weird. She'll be like, hey, Jimmy, right? But if she wants some money, she's like, hey, Dad. I'm like, okay, she wants money. That's when I start panicking.
My daughter is like nice to me. She's like, do you need any help? And I'm like, okay, you need money.
You need money, yeah. You know the signs, right? You know the signs.
Yeah. But honestly, this mom, she's like gone, right? And she knows. I mean, otherwise she's, I don't know. How can you be, I don't know. All the moms in the chat, everything. How can you be on that level when your children are missing? I would be in a puddle somewhere. Like I would be just like a puddle on the floor.
I would have a nervous breakdown and be in the hospital somewhere with them pumping drugs into me.
I would be on a puddle on the floor. I wouldn't be able to function.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And her behavior says a lot. And she's definitely not the best mom around. That's for sure.
Exactly, because the only thing I'm thinking is like, did she do this? Did she plan it to leave if he was allegedly abusive? That she planned it, she put the kids in someone's car, okay, and then she left. And
yeah.
She knows where they are.
Yeah, but what you think,
don't
you think, listen to this though, if she was scared of Daniel, don't you think she would have hid Meadow, his kid, not the other kids that are not his? You would think she would hide Meadow. She would want to get Meadow out of there first. But she didn't do that.
Yeah.
She didn't get Meadow out. That's what makes me think she didn't hide the kids and that something bad has happened to the kids. And I believe Daniel is still in love with her because he's like a scorned man. And
that's true.
And he's taking up for her and he's defending her, even though she don't give a damn about him. That's just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I think that as well. But I don't know. Yeah, he's clearly like a puppy dog.
Yeah. Okay, look, I'll let you go because I don't want your phone bill to be $1 million because I know you're calling internationally. Okay.
That's okay. All right. Yeah. Get some other one.
All right. Peace.
All right. Thank you for the call.
No problem.
And have a good day.
All right.
Or sleep.
I like her accent. People in Sweden sound cool. They got a cool accent, don't they? Now I just need some Swiss Miss hot chocolate. I'll be good to go. That'll be in the night, little nightcap with a little hot chocolate. I got some hot chocolate in there too, some Swiss Miss. I might go make me some now that the lady from Sweden called in and be like, hello. What was the horn they had in the Swiss Miss commercial? Remember they on the side of like a fucking mountain with a prairie and shit, you know? Send me a watch from Switzerland, Rolex. Okay, well, I'm playing, but it was cool talking to her. And I agree that no normal parent is going to be acting like this. And, you know, she was kind of on the fence about is Jack and Lily still with us? And There's no reason to hide these kids, guys. Okay? No reason whatsoever to hide these kids from anybody. And it don't make sense to me. And I know in this world everything happens for a reason and people do everything for a reason. There's just, I can't find that reason in this, right? No matter how hard I look. South Africa has the best, I like the Sweden accent, right? Easy to understand, you know, so, little blue and white dress. Yeah, right. I don't know if they dress like, she's probably watching like, we don't look like that. That's a damn commercial, people. You know, stop stereotyping. Stop stereotyping. Swiss and Sweden, okay, are very different. Okay. Well, anyway, guys, look, I got to get ready to get out of here. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I didn't plan on even staying this long tonight. But I got to talking, and you know, I'm a talker. That's what I do. So you guys be safe. Have a great Saturday. Okay. So enjoy your day. If you, when this video is done, leave some comments. What do you think about this mother out here living her best life? Is this a Casey Anthony 2.0? Right? Because it looks like these pictures are legit. The conversation about the picture was, we took her out the house because she was crying all the time and she needs to live a good life, blah, 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 blah. She needs to get out there and find her damn kids, is what I say. And if you ain't looking, that just tells me you know where they're at. You lawyered up, you're out doing this, right? That ain't the look we want to see. Okay. That just ain't the look we want to see. We want to see some tears, and we want to see you make some effort to find your child. And that we ain't yet to see from this mother. Not one damn tear. And and if you guys haven't, make sure you check out the Dolly merch. We got soaps, lotions, body washes, all kinds of cool stuff. T-shirts, hoodies, you name it. And my merch store is buydollysoap.com. All right, say it with me. Say it with me. buydollysoap.com. And definitely remember, if nobody else loves you, Dolly does. Peace. Good night, guys.